yenim say o mapanya bi de kire ka say ye ba be the constituency bia no ye betimi anya one ambulance e wo ha e betimi asebo e bia na drone yi ko bia ye bia nipa no yes ohia drone no nwia moja no na bia na sabre no eno no na ebe soso ano na emo me say ye de ne tu efiri bia ya owo no e de ne kwa yare sabia kese bi mu ansa na nso ano no etimi edemu eti ano no ye be na de yen
eno ye guso meaning say the procurement amode be ye 275 ambulance no Ministry of Special Initiatives and omu savu tumo omu goshua omu yahu adwuma ye no kasa no mu dinkuta ho wo say Ghana Health Service when ye the beneficiary of the nipa edo meto ambulance number the ambulance no we come because ambulance any delivery of consumables, blood, and essential drugs, they are two mutually exclusive things. And now the quality service bus system.
I am say 10,000 on last 4 years. You bought 10,000 na se chere ni say. Don't make kwabenya politics no one tia se awun ni yi. Ya mama say lajo asafo ene o okay. Enti ya mama say lajo asafo selecting in crop 10. Every delegates nyina say yento abama ne crop 10 we no betimi no ma yadwuma.
The best station in the capital. Meet FM.
Na ba last 4 years no. Bibia kwa awie no. Na okwe 10 no awini. Ama mama say lajo asafo wanya ba akokra. Na no na ya to aso. Ya starting free coordinators. Coordinators na 18 coordinators na yebeto yeso aba. Ye kwa awie ya no na ye maame Salajo Asafo team omanya 2 ama okwa team anya 16 ho no kire bibi ba ampusu yen ene yebeto constituency officers so aba na de woman ni say 10,000 na above 4 years ago no ene ya repeat asa bono 10,000 ni biem na me kura na ka me sram people mpanifo say appointment no ebia youth organizer na appointing ni deputy ni ade no pa me atu ni nyina so aba say no be kan we be 17 say to 17 ni nyina so e be born 17-0 because 10,000 no last year 10 yen ko ade o me atu 17 no so aba ni mom 17-0 esinso so wo so ani nyina say ye ma me Salajo Asafo on tro chiro ye hia me Ghana biem because do me kwa benya ya yinama and MPP Munsu no mram ye pass yi levy or so one ma ya pass ye na yi levy ya adwuma enti Salajo Asafo sabi o ne so fa so ni one ma sabi do me kwa benya biem ko no ahwe resource wa asase ye ba na se wonim no ti politics no wa anwane dia and na ne boarding
on the vexed matter of petroleum price increases. The suggestion has been made, which has also been repeated by the Secretary General, is at this moment not sustainable. Removing taxes on petroleum products will reduce government revenues by some 4 billion cedis. At this time, when we're determined to expand government revenues in order to increase our capacity to finance our own development, can we afford to reduce government revenues by 4 billion cedis? Government is currently confronted by very tight financing conditions in the wake of inadequate domestic revenue mobilization. Some of the revenues from these same taxes on petroleum products is what is used to pay some of the salaries of some of the 700,000 public sectors on government payroll. We are addressing the issue of fuel price increases by implementing measures that are succeeding in stabilizing the exchange rate, a key determinant of fuel prices. Government is also working hard to ensure reliable supply and availability of petroleum products, thereby preventing shortages, a phenomenon which is being experienced in some other neighboring countries. By the same token, we're keeping the lights on in Ghana, despite all the difficulties our economy is going through. Bear in mind that even though we are a modest producer of crude oil, the current output of 148,000 barrels per day, we are still a net importer of petroleum products. We therefore continue to be vulnerable to the price volatilities of the world market for petroleum products. Nonetheless, intense efforts are being made to rehabilitate the Tema Oil Refinery to enable it to contribute to stabilizing petroleum prices, which should see the light of day very soon.
Message ben ade be ma osun kokoko ma onoma elusu ye omo ewini ye enyina
Media me eni nipa me giremu a mare first one ana me ka kire mo say me Maria mare wa me say Maria mare say way me say eni be ta machi no me nim de antia omo kire me say menwe because I know beyond the bet me have forms. Now be have forms. Opa have forms. Now I get you say, "Eh bia, we are wine and now we are wine." Because you must pay say, Maria, Marie.
We remain determined that even on the balance of weighing monetary considerations against the weight of a constitutional breach, the emphasis should be on what harm we are doing to the 1992 Constitution and the three co-equal organs of state. So in the determination of whether some irreparable damage or hardship will be caused, our hardship as we understand it is the disrespect to the Constitution by the action of passage into law of an Act 1075, with numbers below the minimum constitutional threshold of 138 members of parliament. Can you imagine? I heard the Attorney General laboriously arguing that it was a voice vote. So Ebenezer Kum voted with his voice from an ambulance, or he voted with his voice from a clinic to add to the voice vote, and he is insisting that 266 members of parliament participated in the decision and participated in the motion. 266 members of parliament, after the minority of 136 walked out. Certainly, these are matters that the Ghanaian public can judge better. But what is refreshing and heartwarming today is the second part of the ruling, which gives directives to the Ghana Revenue Authority to preserve and keep the money. At least some people will not be in a rush to collateralize it until the substantive matter is determined.
You saw what happened in court today. It was an embarrassing spectacle. The lawyer clearly was not able to demonstrate any form of irregularity with proceedings in Parliament. The court asked him, so is there any record that indicates that X number of MPs walked out at a certain stage? Is there any record that shows that a head count of all the MPs in Parliament was taken? That was not done. He absolutely said no. There was no evidence indicating whether there was a head count of the number of MPs present in Parliament who voted to support the bill. There's also nothing provided by the lawyer that indicated that there was a walkout by X number of people in Parliament. So I think we should ignore all that propaganda. In court, we adduce evidence of matters that we can prove, and we apply the law to a resolution of the issues in question. And clearly, today, the proceedings were quite obvious that there was no form of irregularity whatsoever in the proceedings of the day to the 29th March 2022.
Okay. You maybe some prostitution. Talk of 4 baby hook up and I feel hook up. Hook of 4 baby nene not so super clear to 11. I buy to beside your tax for.
That's illegal. Illegal. You know, you are a parliamentarian.
Which one is illegal?
Prostitution.
I'm trying illegal. Ghana.
There be Usi Ashawo. Me say prostitution means Ashawo.
And I be on the floor now say hook up and I pronounce
Ashawo. There be hook up ni nyina Ashawo.
Me dem say I'm pronounce. I'm not be asu no esi ba ma kwai say you know Christo ni. So to find praba kun kan oyere ho. Okay. You maybe some prostitution. Talk of 4 baby hook up and I feel hook up. Hook of 4 baby nene not so be to Ilevia. I buy to beside your tax one.
That's illegal. Illegal. You know, you are a parliamentarian.
Which one is illegal?
Constitution.
I'm planting illegal. Ghana.
There be pussy two. Ashawo. Me say
When I catch you, man catch you. Me see hook up.
Constitution means ashawo.
And I be on the floor. Now me say hook up. And I'm planting.
Ashawo.
I'm planting illegal.
There be hook up. Ni nyina ashawo.
Me dem say I'm planting. I'm not be as soon as see them quite say you Christo ni. So to find praba kun kan o
Levy, I don't know. I mean, your question was whether we'll give you an assurance that it won't be collateralized. I mean, the question is, you know that collateralization is bad. Do you get me? I should give you an assurance. The assurance is really where is the economy going? What are the instruments that we have in our basket, and how do we deploy them? Unless you are categorical or you know something that I don't know, that collateralization is bad. So I will not give you an assurance. I will at each point in time examine what we have and take a decision with cabinet as to how best to use the resources of our country.
Me talk condom na me chane sika ma pharmacy so o ma me condom a me ntia illebi wo ho nta buy and kind condom is the dear about the tax about through e-levy. So what's the difference? And then this you can't out for condom tax ama. Yeah, this tax handle neighbor no income tax no. Any who say the implementation will affect taxation on catalysis, condoms and the rest. And yeah, amendment on the floor. Free. It's a debate, you know, and I'm only about to say, oh, you impose tax on condom, and I get media way who grown up. Meanwhile, nobody imposed tax on condoms. But when you're in levy, it's on condom.
Run away, Bishop, and pay me that papa. Bishop Busumchi Ayensu and pay former Methodist Bishop Obwase and one year Dean Command pay need 100.9.
Jamagana Fonina Aquaba Edeba Asemi di Council Ewo Neat 100.9. And I pay Yatana se yaji yeja ye baba bidin komo amanyosem ensemakodoa yede echichiro mino and ye babeshe na yaka ho asem and I pay Ewo Neat 100.9 so. I said ya winning no ensemagodo bebre na ya na watch no isisi yetena se ne aboabo ano ne yimubi na yede ho nkomo abedwafo ne beba yatena se na yede ho nkomo na yahwe sedia enuama eko emo bibia kwa aba na emo mameka o se nsuo no to beebi a wo no nsuo ne tesen wo ho bibisa wo beebi a wo no san na nsuo no ne to etie ano oden obankran ha ne mpatam di ya ha ne yebetima di ho adanse nsuo na no oden papa eni to na manwa ya hwe yie ano ye den papa eti baabi bi a wodam bia no na waye ahweye ewo ho medin de Jerry OSEI AGYEMAN na dwumadie no utie ewo neat 100.9 tefitie mu koma amasa ne de ya na yen no yagye yedwa na chese yede ya Ghana manyosem no yede ahyehye so oko Facebook live adwumadie no edem eye neat 100.9 FM neat 100.9 FM edoso edem ho YouTube channel no ye Despite Media edoso edem ewo ho na enu akire no wadwenkyere nkoma hodo aye ba bedi 11 ho nsensem enu akire no ye hye implementation ase no sei na enuama akọ edi ama wo so far 11 kasa tentene ye course wa fe ye hit the ground running ye share the implementation ye shall say ye the 11 be ye adwuma o send sika na ate wo sei na akọ edi ama wo Bafa 050372 1744 050372 1744 media seda ebema Pius Bedu Bansen ene na wo me obenewa womo na be producers a womo time echi kwesi aboaje na be supervisor Dr. Faradexen na ono no oye executive producer fully supported by my general manager Kennedy Asante Osei na enrichre no wa wutie me baby bia wo bia no oso oka ho bi ayedu dwumadie ne ma achu agbonu na najare na na aboaje medamase engineers on duty no saranso na Adasan Kroma on the in charge of the electrical sini nyina na daroma na nyina mkania no so ebo adwuma ne se we di wa woda yema happy birthday na 13th May the year 14th it is na ko achiri wow and then your 14th May the year 2022 happy birthday Stronko enkoma ye Trinash Mame Abena Danso Trinash Mame Abena Danso owo awoshi mangwase eye Trinash Cosmetics ene eye wawoda so Trinash we ifri wadamfo efia sofia for ose owoshiw happy birthday iti se winim eye Trinash Mame Abena Danso owo awoshi mangwase ono no da eye Trinash Cosmetics ano ene the birthday 14th May ejekache and say Jerry say me name producer Pius Yeman happy birthday efia sofia nadam for pa also mano happy birthday haye neat 100.9 na yebedi nkoma kakra ene odifo Isaac ofosu hinijima me papa brano ono nso oye osofo panyin a yene ni si adwa yetimidi nkomo edifa Ghana ho ene papa obebe fia yene ne ba bedi nkomo yene ni si aya che na ne ye bebi sade se wiem etisen oman Ghana enuama ekosen enuama bo sadia enuama bo etie aya na ebi wo ha ya sheda ana se eye sa na situation no economy no akọ ye erinti na ma enuama bo no ekosoro inflation since 2004 18 years back inflation ayen hiti bi da no ene yetimi akwa akuduru ho 23.6 eho na inflation no akwa akuduru eti e kire say the rate at which enuama bo no ekosoro no eyententempa the rate enuama bo ekosoro no eyententempa eti Dr. Baumia kai ose economy ne de enua no botom ogoka na oyesu krom eti so far say ye inflation say ye den economy no ubotom etesen na no pen esuo yi toy a wuntimi mpia bonten na woda ho dwendwen huhun obotom etesen bibisa wo obotom ne tesen enne anopen the fact of the matter is enoma bone de akosoro na na ye de ntoso ne ade etoto ho but eno dia na seasonal sana mimi hu no eno de ye wo biribi antoso beba ebebu eno no kwakwa na ye de buru na kasa bere na ntoso ebu no adan na ye mpebi na ye nya storage facilities na ka ye de begum na eho kwa ahwe a ye yi e de aba begum montene so na ye time nya biato rather than say ye betena ho na bɛkɔ akɔtɔ ntoso baako 5 cedis adeti na ke yenye ne saa adeti na bɔɔdeɛ timi baa na bɔɔdeɛ bu bɔɔdeɛ na bu na ɛpro ɔbɛkɔ adwaman so no na bɔɔdeɛ no adane kɔkɔɔ sesi ana abere enuama na ye seasonal no eti ye ntimi mpɛ kwan bi so na ye ntimi nkora no asɛ ɔman ye nkora na ɛho kwa ahwe a yɛayɛ deɛ yɛyi deɛ gu mɔntene so na ɛkɔ akɔba sɛ ne boɔ bɛyɛ dendenden na wotɔ kora ne ntɔ ye ntimi nyɛ ne saa na ye ntimi nyɛ ne saa asɛ ɔman as a serious nation can't we have some storage facilities enuama eye seasonal farm products eye seasonal ebere ne so a e de akogu baabi a mango timi ba na epro mango e de mango ba beko na epro obedu St John's na epro mango nko atwe pe obeto ba ko 10 cedis they say woto 10 cedis abibire emi mi fie ma kwahwe mango anope nsu ya ato ya titugui kwahwe mangoes bibire naka ya store na ebreb ho bekwa ahwe no ne yeji ne yede apie etiene bibisa se economy inflation na watchi Ghana Statistical Service MIT I hit 23.6 eti dia bibisa ne se so sen ena botom etie Dr. Baumia kan se economy de no anu botom eti botom etesen egensema ene yebedi ho komo finance minister nso ene ye ekasai wacha say inflation kura de ye imported ejesa aman ahodo so a enu ama nkoyie wo ho na no na enam so e man the inflation no etimi akwakodu ba bi aduri o enu na man inflation akwakodu ba bi aduri eti ibisa se enu nso how significant na etie ewo eye economy ne so na clock sack civil and local governance civil and local government staff association of Ghana ye trinity a ye friend clock sack call strike one more call strike and for 19 days if I may be right 19 days I just say close to 20 days one more thing if you man kwa adwuma woman kwa adwuma ni nyina ne fa eye allowance bi ande din kra yese ye mobiem because neutrality no aban na panyufo na kwotena ase o eno mo hyehye eno mo ka say neutrality allowance eno mo ka so mbetua de ama clock sack ena clock sack for hwe animu ana afiade ne ma there were a series of letters senior minister office yewra ya osafomafo there were a series of letters na efri na soye eco finance minister soye reminders say woman eye clock sack for agree say they were supposed to be paid such allowances dino na eye neutrality allowances say minim din a ye de be frɛ no mom but the question is why do we have to think say obi akɔ politics mo wa ye media mrane se adwuma me ye nete se me call politics mo eduti se sadia I need to be compensated I say you to be compensated you be with such allowance meaning say nature say adodode ewo amanyo semne mo papa yesu lessons in free mo ade ekoba nyina no media ade ba ko na metina chiri na medwen ho na bibisa say na adenti ena obi ebeka se politics amanya se menua bi akom na me de emra adwuma me ye ne mra ma me ho kwan se me nkomu bi enu nti eti se yetue sika de ma me se me mi ntimi nkoye sa active politics no what does it mean na ekire wo se na eche se adodode te se na nya perception bi mu te se na ye nokre trodo se amanyo sem no adodode amafo didi peche na nipa bi abo clocks ak force bo me pa cho ma meka ensem ne nkire mo yie sa wo bo clocks ak force bo enye yie because say aban ɛna ɛne clock sack for tena ase ɛna wɔn gye tu mu sɛ yɛbɛtua sɛ sika wei na yɛde ama wo aban ɛna ɛne clock sack for tena ase na wɔn kaa sɛ yɛbɛtua sika wei na yɛde ama wo na ayɛ the form of compensation sɛ wo mmra ma ho kwan sɛ obetumi ya ayɛ active politics ɛte sɛ wokɔbɔ clock sack for so bo a ɛnyɛ yie because ɛyɛ nhyehyɛ aban no gye tu mu sɛ obetua neutrality na eba yes neutrality allowance ni nyina no eyedi an eda so so woni ma me kan kyerɛw later it was afterthought the koba sa ban ne tena se dwen hu se Ghana for kasa de ehu am se there be yenyi sa neutrality ni fanfiri ho say ye neutrality me ne clock sack e ban fo din komo the program so na be pese me ka kyerɛw say clock sack for agitu mu say ampa active politics na womu ntimi nye nti ena akwakoba say as say getimi compensate yomo by way of giving them a such allowance minim esa ye twa e de ato ho minim esa ye twa e de ato ho bani nyina no so ye nsem a egu apono so enne anopei ye bedi ehon koma abedafo ne beba Kenneth Nana Kwame Asamoah in fact UPP womo chairman yete ne kache yi okose Canada waba obeba Sarah so na Emmanuel Alote Adote ono so NDC enya so tuom in fact ne ono na ye parliamentary candidate 2020 member of the NDC womo national communication team obeba fia Nana Owusu Apia oye member of the MPP womo national communication team me hwe ne mo Nana Owusu Apia womo nyina ba be ka me ho e wa hase na e kire se ye den komana yehye so Sarah nso ena eye LPG Central Region womo eye chairman LPG Liberal Party Liberal Party of Ghana ono nso ebeba efia ha na ekire se ye den komo ma me kwa o ma no so Professor Lord Mensa University of Ghana Business School ye ne ni nkomo mfa Ghana economy ho Prof anope memo ache Etio for Joe, so na bepa chompo mu tese anope. Yede nyakopo anse. Ensuo no etesen ye wo ho. Etano paper. Sa. Atwe yi na ewum. Yo, yeda se. Anope de ye free wa prof. Ye bisa se Ghana economy. Inflation since 2004. Baby inflation ahete. Akwa kodru. Ye bisa se Ghana economy. Atetia pansam. Dachi bi wo ho de mayen.
Oh, dachi de ebi wo the economic dynamics. Ghana crown inflation is now compared 45%. The 81 combine na the local on Abreno na inflation was so far. Economic dynamics might be a eco emomuno. Yani yekoma ayana koye esya aye di indicators the measure economy na bini inflation ya na say can wa so ya cost to be ya me kra no it's 23.6% that's part of it seems to be on the lower side for me because on daily basis you know ko yoma on the cat come ama ukoto gas kra na le gas 17 gas and the boy utya no be last 4 months 5 months no so utya 90 Ghana this time come market be 200 and as the bread and I will turn be 12 cedi both and near 200 Ghana we are increment now you know it doesn't reflect 23.6%. But these are basic things that you will have every day you know you have apart from that although that interest rate our former and answer our interest rate and the inflation ya cost risk ya again and the inflation no crash treasury bill rate I'm a government no the extent that or raise the treasury bill can of 1 billion to our to assess to a rate no I'm a investors confidence as up the one son of a and they are when is saying interest rate very inflation upper any country behind inflation upper it's a sign of depression. But it's a cycle. I mean, you don't stay there. Normally, I've been through something. Yeah, now, yeah, it's quite a cheap 2004. I quite I gave you my I'm saying, you mentioned, and to yeah, I was there buying for my, I was there a station is starting back from you. That is the down the better from. And there, I buy ya. Or this is every branch from. I'm afraid that. Indicators that drive are that indicators the people why and at this time and continue to make control. A bit is a food inflation.
Yeah.
Food inflation shouldn't be something that should drive our inflation. Because policies are ready to form a planting for food and jobs. For the past 5 years, at this time and consider started MI infrastructure. At this time crowd the bra and your buffer stock war, the beans are your buffer stock war, everything, I took your buffer stock. The bill, hopefully on it, summer, and what you about say, the importation of those very bush, I come from. The rice plan this time because it's been a buffer. Also, share the project outline here in the past. It equals one district, one factory, a building, warehouses across the country. So, all these warehouses could have served as silos for the proceeds from the planting for food and jobs near. As the bureau at this time, and can also a year falling. The whole compare other country be over inflation here, they are 15 point something. As it comes to be inflation here. Well, ours could be an outlier, but maybe some of these countries have a buffer stocker. I'm going to be absorb the shocks. I'm going to come on. We share a very interest rate. Interest rate at the better buffer. And why is it? Because banks, entry bank loan cry amount. I will be at me after Papaji loan at the Abayajuma. I'm a Yajuma. I will share your friend is saying buying to appetite for borrowing on the market. There's nowhere interest rate at the above. It is that indicators when the economy is in a mess. Effectively, I give you a woman, but then you give you a better asset because and she said started to come out. But just a bit me a free mono. You bet me a free mono. The question is how long are we going to stay in this period that I see a I don't know if it determines that indeed we have very good economic managers or not. But the Premucha, that is the management in Kuyi. Because, okay, Ghana, if you are actually 45%. But yet to be, I'm 2021, July, we recorded 7.5, I recorded 7.8, October, I move baby September more and you start to run double digit money got 10.6 at the other. It is I did but all depends on it to say I buy no the better for. But economy in general I know there. At this time they are yet. But there is hope because you firm pain and a free.
Okay. Yen bisa ye ho say aya na aban no ka the shocks ye wrem. Inflation in finance minister be chiremu say important. Obeboa me na yaje say chiremu no bad bibisa say hwe Togo, hwe Burkina Faso, hwe Cote d'Ivoire wam inflation rate. What the toto Ghana ho a na che say Ghana de ne de atise che so wutumi say men wam de ne ho twe. Etini ebisa say ye de na eba ne sen because I need the toto ho said the finance minister Kreba be chiremu de amaye say inflation we na ye external shocks be no many ade na ama say inflation na koso. Are we doing enough? And as an explanation no e tonso mo.
Well, what be said but my minister was there countries are able to Cote d'Ivoire in particular. I can use Cote d'Ivoire for example. Cote d'Ivoire, when it comes to food inflation, I can vouch on them. They are seriously in a large-scale agriculture, which is working for them as a country. In fact, government playing a major role in this large-scale agriculture. You know, Cote d'Ivoire, where their land tenure systems, no, they don't have that kind of everything or land beer. I mean, investors there. And these are things that eventually control inflation. Because we share countries idea who compare this country is number 10 system no, in terms of land acquisition. Different from here. It's when it comes to large scale agriculture, they are really into it. How share your friend is Ghana, maybe you pay any contract, there was some contacted by a family by 10 and then I'm as I said. But apart from that, no, you pay into form. How share that among my I'm saying Ghana, no, maybe because that year, no inflation, you know, I know your project inflation is there. Kind of go for bottom and no idea the boy F1 no market okay idea we tell me you know 260 Ghana may sort of 5 cities but yeah inflation and data said your finance minister Karen your inflation is important. Now if your inflation is important as a finance minister, what have you been doing on the portfolios that you import, no, the ones that you can grow in your environment? Have you been able to pick up your portfolio of importation, let's say food, within the component of food that you import, you know, the mudia in a to me, I produce to Ghana on a large scale, they die imported, and as they reduce importation, you know, they up to 80%, if you are 20 penny, you import your free. I'm an on your back. You have to enter, I'll share the trends now happening. It still import a lot of food into the system. But Ghana in particular, no, shouldn't be a country that our inflation should be driven by, food. Because there are so many food components that import here. If it's in Ghana, no, to me, the furniture, to me, a grower. It is an agriculture, planting for food and jobs. It's part of the expenditure, you really budget, can once of you. Agriculture ministry, the budget, no, the mano, the budget, mano. It's the government anyone wanting to check the friend is saying budget that you read because normally no ministries budget you read budget now that's how you go to if you have time they do appropriation in it no that's how you get started. But don't you agriculture ministry and they do what as a budget no any they release more no difference because I buy anyone it is a buying anyone who I think the past 5 years that policies into me and yet Juma. At this time, yeah, and can which about into me 40 food. That's the number and a bayano, and to me, I own you. It's the because a year inflation policy, no, and yet some comfort on comfortable to Morgana, name of imported inflation. I just said, I didn't come on in ever. It is a price that one man on any cost. What about Memoha? How would they separate? And then no money import this is that can one. About to do a bona double and as a bono, I cost in premium. Your friend is saying, I deal with Nana one. Which means the price that I cost had because you to me, and we are no money to a promo. Price no get too free will be promo never.
Yeah.
Okay. Dollar no cost and Bibiana and then also the Amotraba. Now, another indicator start driving inflation is transport. Now transport, I gave you a transport no cost. Spare parts and a fuel. Now fuel no empty yet to me control papa because they in and they have man for fuel cost. Comfort and net talk. Now I gave it to your control a spare parts. I mean Yabema. They spend you a road. Roads are spend you a road. Road now. Road need to meet now by in two answer na say yana baby it me road maybe one out to me since I toy and nothing but the car ya share road and now you can have it you know the road here to me car fashion that car to me for bar don't touch spare parts it is that spare parts importation you know I don't know ever from one now the only driver is going to the fuel it's a better side now if for the government with good policies, we can even hedge against the price increase. I'm a price no cost to and they bet from the hedge in aban no betumi ayɛ.
Okay.
Ɛba ne saa na expenditure side because it is the American Ghana no your system no what is failing is the monetary policy, all the economic policies, which is monetary policy a part of it. And then a fiscal policy has to do with the expenditure side of the budget. At the piano, you can't watch them. If you want to spend the year, I won't mind. I had their inflation, no money, then their indicators are affected. And my mentor, I did. If I obey GDP at the end of the year, the GDP up 10%, grown over 8% near the other. Inflation is one of the indicators that precedes the GDP. It's within the year, inflation control, now GDP eco control at the end of the year. You will see that the economy is good, but your citizens are suffering. That is what is happening in this.
Okay. Yede data ena say. Yansha aben ne flagship programs. One, say one me ati say planting for food and jobs in the year. Say yentimi and choke the success story. I believe I'm right. Okay. One district, one factory. And also a whole story need to say anything. One, Casa de Ropa, one of the factories are under one district, one factory. As I speak with you now, I can confirm Casa de Ropa, one to me and your production. One more demanded a 3 billion bailout from Exim Bank. Already, one medical has spent one more invested 14.4 billion into me sustaining a bank and a AGYEMAN factory. Nipa say full capacity. One more befe nipa over 1,000, what is 1,004 direct employment. But Menoka say one more for 156 Casa de Ropa. And 156, and I'm saying one more production line to me cost no. One more you are winning as I see Menoka say nipa 26 pe and a year Juma ewo Casa de Ropa. But meanwhile, we are aware say a part of the one district, one factory a ben edebon wasa for hene. Make also gakope over the weekend. A ben president the animal pharmaceutical company, a manufacturing company. Prof Obeka ya odan de di woni go pram patemoho. Ekoi is inform edemani kwhwe. Ya commission all right. But honestly speaking, bidru hono man shade hu say your factory ya commission ewie dada say bomutimi ebo adwuma. We dey metime di ho adanse ye. Dey ka no na and dey mefa mani nche dan kodi akire. So, aben flagship program bi to say one district one factory and enu so betimi aboa yen na amo men yetime gina ne nan so. Dia me de to wanimi eno so are we heading towards the success story ana eyekasa?
The meaning one gaza no the data is Mamuha one thing on the employment. If one district, one factory is full capacity, so my data be like Casa de Ropa, it could have picked about 1,004.
1,004, yes.
1,004. I'm telling you, this would have reduced the youth unemployment. Then route here, you trade and industry minister, Alan Chamatia. But see the issue that is going around in this country, unemployment. So therefore, the youth find a way to tap into government policy or Mashika. Now, which media take own initiative jobs for yourself. Now, the one district, one factory was more or less a third party job for you, not necessarily being an entrepreneur yourself. And I always ask myself that if I crown on bit me, nobody is not everybody that was born to be. Some were born to manage what they create. To some extent, entrepreneurs themselves they are not good managers. You have to hire somebody to manage company for them. It will, for an economy to grow, we need a blend of it. It's fine. Abino in support with the private, support to the private sector. No? They are doing this one ABC. At the same time, those who can grow as professionals tap into the policies that are around that and will provide it day in and day out. And it's how we boom now share unemployment or report. Every you could and one district, one factory, a year. The Biana before that promise no buyer. My indication be there. It be yet to me, I say, the 4 years, a year, one district, one factory. Yet to me, I say, the years, a year, one district, one factory. And who is there as a project to be part of the national development plan. Yeah, for the next 20 years, I call any abide ban. I said, you know, you need was to, you need that to say, at least by the time I be 20 years, you know, agenda 2020 maybe a kind, it's agenda 2020 a kind. Nanka district, yeah, I know, I want it. District, you know, there's a district, yeah, I know, I want unique item on my product. Maybe a district, it's me a produce an item, maybe feeding to another district line. Now you can be well planned. I said, you know, it's a car sequence and keep for don't tell you, this road here. I think that's hard to use that crown and can go more baby. About boy, you know. Nanka, your baby, in your baby, you know, car no, a dog, no, that critique of the viewer. Yaminian will be almost share a Takrasi bed. When is the part, the headlights, yeah, of water region. There will be this assembly point. It will go there. At the end of the day, you know, it's in the one district, one factory. You know. Every district is active. I put the feed, you know, the production line. But you want to say a political promise. You bet me within 4 years. And then I have to prepare a company. If you don't plan very well, not dishing out money. Realize that money is going to go into, you know, sectors. Where you can be bring for a certain project. As you can and bring your Juma. If it's there one district, one factory, you know, I know it's taking upon himself so much. And can be think on my private sector involvement in it. Policies are engage the private sector, no, yeah, prefer. And no bit me aboa. Because anytime they are buying the project out on one casa area or the Sika Shimono, I announce that project.
Okay. Prof, but I remember 2 questions na bejao. 1, nipa bi kase ana yemubi ye de yenye economy yenye economist. Mo na mo de ma bi mo yie pa. Aben COVID-19 opposition for na nya adwen because one mo hu say aben enye sika e wo COVID mo pa. Even though COVID e be high. Ye hwe $2 billion from IMF, $435 million from World Bank. Ye share 20 billion Ghana cedis from Bank of Ghana. Ni nyina na COVID intio. Bank of Ghana no kra na ye zero financing. Ente san ke ye ko bobosia. Na ndam say ye ho akere ye nti. Ye kwakwaje 20 billion. Ni nyina ye COVID inti. Ye kowura e senken fam mo ekokoyi $200 million. Ni nyina no COVID inti na se sika we nyina no. Yekoyi ya ebegura economy ne mo. Me as ordinarily me nhyede ndim sika se mo ntoto ye. Dia me bisa ne say ye man panyin State of the Nation's address wabebo ye nyina amane say COVID ka ye bo ye nyina ye 17 billion Ghana cedis. Finance Minister reporter or the comma ye parliament me wo copy. A woman say ka ye bo COVID hu nyina ye 18 billion Ghana cedis. Oma panya be de akire head of the economic management team oko Yesu Kurum na ono so e de betu dwa ono so se covid na ka ya boy nyina eye 8.1 billion Ghana cedis. So madwuma me kesere ne memfa de all right o de memfa ne say finance minister de no eno na esu wom iti yemfa no say eno ne 18 billion Ghana cedis. Then the question that maybe Sani say, where are the rest of the money and I'm COVID so a money buy? Itiana a yo be adwin ordinarily say tabani kasa COVID no abeha yen eti ama yesi kasa manko yi a prof ana ebia nipa no entime enti ase ebia na bibi wo ho aminim mene metiefo obetima kire mu ana pe analysis ya mayama we.
Yeah, that's a very detailed one. But let me touch on the inconsistency in our reportage when it comes to, data, and then specifically on our expenditure, to some extent, our debt levels. We share Ghana debt levels. So-called Bank of Ghana, there is a different, we call Ministry of Finance. There's a different figure. Same time, we call about president, also different. And that should give you the signal about information flow and the communication in government machinery in this country. It tells you that not being communicated well across the various in this country, and especially the dangerous thing is about our figures, because when you give that signal, it places some uncertainty. What in or not cheap our energy. If your person didn't share food, because or no person who said, you know, there's consistency. As in the reportage in the corner, it's a 18. You know, it creates that kind of uncertainty in the minds of a typical Ghanaian or someone who is outside and the Ghanaian. In the back Ghana, who when I am finding Juma and I say, and Obia officer of what of my dear another card behind and 8.1 billion. That's it. I mean, so Abia, Vice President, Echo,
yeah,
or report to 8.1 billion, because maybe Vice President is also looking for a support. That is the or estimate lower and with the on the other hand, Finance Minister indicates that 18 billion has spent there. That is all and the actual coverage in the buyer. It creates serious expenditure gap via my 18 million affiliate. So it depends on who is reporting the numbers. Whether the end platform or reporting numbers. So plays a role. And we cannot take this from economic numbers, because the person who is reporting an environment that is numbers can also play a major role because of behavioral issues. Because behavioral economics are it didn't don't follow trends near the adena. That's a deal with. Now, Emomono, you share numbers about now you share expenditure. Now, COVID expenditure. Ghana, no, the posture now is that we are always ready to spend, because that is where some people can make money. Your budget dynamics has always been on the expenditure aggressive expenditure mode. Let me put it aggressive expenditure mode. We say government or government. The government are not ready to take or bring expenditure down anytime they read budget in their budget review. But then rather they think about revenue. So effectively, the signal says we are prepared to spend. And then the motivation to spend, that one I think that I can only speak from behind doors.
Okay.
But the expenditure. Anytime there's crisis, there's as an opportunity to spend. So that through the spending, you can make some money out of it individually. And that is what is happening in this country as we speak.
Okay. Prof, yeah, the basic answer. na nyame ya adom a yɛkɔ yɛnim no yɛbɛhwɛ aban mitigation policies anaasɛ ɛnoama a aban de bɛgu akoam expenditure cut ne deɛ keka ho nyinaa no dollar yɛbɛpɔmpe into the economy yɛbɛhwɛ ne rippling effect sɛ nsusuasoɔ bi bitimi de abrɛn a ɛkyɛ na nɔpɛ deɛ yɛbɛda wase ɛne yɛbrɛ a wanya ama yɛ ne ikyirimu a wɔde ama fa sɛnsɛm yi Yakopon Israel. Abusua yane eye Professor Lord Mensa na oye economist owo University of Ghana Business School ono ena yene no edi enkomo no. Asabri said the bidi kankan ye no eyade ambe papa Isaac Ofoso Hirijima Captain Jesus Prayer House Osofo Penyin enkoko ruwa chidom tina mu gidigidi asɔre de kɛse wɔ hɔ ɛna ɛyɛ dɔmi pele 2 ɛwɔ hɔ ɛnɛ wabɛn nkyɛn ɛbra no yɛ ne didi nkɔmɔ fa ɔman Ghana mu nsɛm sɛdeɛ ɔka asɛm ne sɛdeɛ tie no tie ɛbra no yɛ ne si adwa yɛ de nkɔmɔ papa yɛ mo akɔ aba
mejo so
na ɔho te sɛn adɔpɛ
adom so ɛ
yame adom bɔkɔ
no adwuma nso
yɛ da ase
tiefo nyina
etiefo gye so papa na Captain Jesus obi aho yɛ wɔ hɔ
yankopɔ adom
yɛda nyakopɔ ase yɛda nyame ase yo wei deɛ yɛbɛdi ɔman no mu nkɔmmɔ na ma mehyɛ ase wayɛ sɔfo yi yɛnka bi hyɛ mu na ɔsɔfo panyin ɔwɔ ɛyɛ Obuase Diocese Methodist ɔda no yɛwura Bishop Bosomtwe Ayensu ɔde nsɛm bi de tu dwa ne nyinaa ne sɛ ɔman panyin dada ɛkɔkaa sɛ e-levy ɔba ana awado kora wanka sɛ ɔbɔ sɛ NDC aban ba ombetwem ana papa ebekyerɛ mu sɛ na ɔmanpɛn dada ɔkasa no obi beto ababa ɔno kro mba be president bi esi don ɔba bɛka sɛ ile NDC aban ɛbɛba amanetwem esami ayedeja ɛwɔ yemanyi mu a ya eka opposition for no de wɔn huru bi pa de ma ɔfopanyin ɛna wɔn wa aban mu nso de wɔn nso defend osofo panyin ye bisa se so eye bone say na papa yi actively obewura sa amanyo sem yi ma na papa
enda se bebre yeri papa no ne dibia ne ba bi ogina se nyankopon sofo no mekane se wa nano apa so bio no bagi atuma wa hwe ase. Yes.
Hey, sir.
Yes.
Number 1, Nanwapa.
Nanwapa.
Number 2, what she say? And then.
Oh man, and him ran a horse on them. If we say, Johnny Apatafo. So mine at the Hoka Crano. Ebia, ye politicians, to said, Omuju mediate bia. Ye boo, 1 Omubu mine, near boo, 1 way, ye opposition. Any idea, Nina, kabum near the year. Mine enti untumi mmoa obi a yere untumi mmoa obi a enya na bone
okay
waho papa na preso obeba bi di ade den na wo openi no de hunu se ono odi ade enye yi no untumi emedi ade na aka na saa e de tudwa wo 11 kro ya so do wasore ni gina ho no se ye nto ho aba bon se adwene mu kyeche adwene mu kyeche nipa nyina adwene nyina fa ko 11 no ho waho emre bi atwa mu no o mampani a obu man ya ne na bedi akire o mo kan sem bi fa eto obi je ho a nia 11 ye kan kora no eta se ye nusa disabrin so obi ka se vat sem ne ade na wo kora obeba bedi man pe na wo nya man so ni ense se asa ne ye den ya o mampani dada o kasa e o mpre 11 so ta kire kwan foforo bebre wo kono mo a betumi di atwe sika ba a chochi ase a obenya kura ma abro 11 no nti manasem a woka no ipentie na nea to na koma so de na koma obefa ne de no
onfa
aban so mo ne de ho dawuro ne nipa nya den entie na ɔmo mfen di sa nti na asɔfoɔ ne nanom ahemfo sɛ ɔkyena sɛ yɔmama ba sɔfo asɔre sɛ ɔbɛsrɛ nhyira sɛ gya ne mpaebɔ wɔ n'ani so ade hunu papa yi wobɛbɔ anaasɛ wɔmmɔ so wate ase na sɛn na wobɛsi asama nafa wanya ade
na papa sɔfo nso ntimi nkyerɛ na yɔto ɔman no mu bio
na dwe nkyerɛ no sɛdeɛ kɔɔyɛ no
yes ɛyɛ pempen dodo ana
me no mampani mama ya ɔka no me yɛ sɔfo mo bi mesusu sɛ ɔnkɔnsa mmerɛ bio na me 11 no mehunu sɛ sei betumi aboa na kwan papa a me de me fi sɛ betumi ayɛ ɛde ama no nti na adwene na ɔka no ruling government ne deɛ no me no me yɛ convinced
nanka waka ne saa but to the extent so obeka so no the incident no ba be mampanyin kura bi oni kwasi aboade kura di nkomo ewo eye Monday adwoada no ema no di nsem tu dwa pa
nsem bi ho e bia me say John Dramani mama the Methodist ni a ya ne tight think I said
sa
yes Methodist ya ne tight nyina sorry bia ne obatan bia bɔ mpae sɛ ne mma bɛyɛ yie na sorry mma bɛnya di bia bi bɛkɔ so a na papa no na mpeni ana hu de make yes enti nsɛm bebre hɔ no mo a da bia mo papa bi o Peace FM yɛn nyina Ghana nyina papa ne enim diefo ba o ka say anokam ne you and come
we professor Ejegum
preacher o say ya ye di ne bibia a ye mpempeni nsɛm ntie mfa ya bebe wan hwe ya wakoma be yi o Bible say my dada Jeremiah chapter 17 verse akoma to me that down ti so be referee kran say ugina pintempe wo na akoma kan baby dada ya dan ya na ochana
anko yie kasa na anko yie
ele ya futu am de be mane say ani sa no akura na say wa anko yie amma won emdidie bebre ne nsam ye nipa etobri bi ya na make aso no
no ebi kra ka to the extent say CBM say na adwemu kano kakra obi kra nso ka say okowia Methodist osika 200,000 Ghana cedis
na so okowia ya che
na
ndi muso dada obvious
na ya allegations aye timi ni one dance
ya me kan nyina ne say say me maka ne pen o me yesofo
wa fole usa anwa abusuya de papa ekanie odifo Isaac Ofosu hini chima Captain Jesus Real House ye ne di nkomo for man Ghana ho no man ni mu nsem ankasa na me de pem no se de oni papa no no o de tworo no so yi ano de man eti papa se de na wo kan aya na ya himfo binom ya sofo binom actively omoba bonten eye amanyosem especially obetwa mampanyin bi ana amanyoni bi ani mu odu ekosoro hene bi a ahemfo ne bi kasa wu okwa asori bi mu a asofo binom nso ekasa tade ne be de na afa ho eya na enye
ba mo so be yenwunu a yenwunu be hye nso a hye obi ye ohene oyi nanim a so obekire ne gina brese aha na owo fada eho aba bia nso na oje a ohun se ya ba da ho ese so ye den oje uyi wanim se ye politician aha na me gina aba de obedi bi Uka ya NDC fo bayew.
Yes, sir, we are ready.
MPP fa ombayew. Igina hoje se me de manya yi manim no mpanimfo se hu ade a wadi na se bisa bo wa wanya ho ne bi na ne se wadi bi na se bisiri kura bo no anu aho a onim ne wadi a ama wanu ayeden.
Yes, sir.
Abanisa enti ombayew na makan afi wo hene no ma ho se ini na akotena ye ma so wotena so ana se wo firim na akoye poli ti ase osofo no ye ma se udi dom nanim saa na wama kwan na ya yew bible say udi no kre kwan na se ye yew a enti ese wo ye agya bi a ugye tumpa se majeri betumi aye mesi betumi abet majeri ni aso mesi na epre obia nso ne nsɛm a wɔka ne yehu wonu mu no na yɛn assess na yɛn fan we metuma we ya etsa me ye ofupani a me dakati me bɔ mmɔden sɛ memfa me di bia sɛ sɔfopani nti amanfo tie me no enka sɛ me me ana wo akɔto
aya tuma we
anase
ade na enye
enti hɔ no de enye hu o ka no kre hu wa onim de no nyansa ka enso Bible say nhwe obi anim say ɔno ɔyɛ mampani nti wo kana asoma ma no we di ɔyɛ keto nti me kana asoma say empo no tani ni ohia ni nya ma nya wadwen sɛ wo de wo yɛ mobromufo sɛ wo ka oni biafo asɛm ma wɔn enti wo te ya na wo kɔkɔ ohia ni asɛm go wo ehiafo bebra ɔmo ayɛ nipa bɔnefo a ba chot ya se ɔde ohia no bedware asrate sɛ bibi e monka bi ma me onso no yɛ sisifo enti nya so kɔto sikani ni hia ni so ɔmo prade ho a when you make me here ni on so here ni na sem nye da enko gina na chi bible na keka ne pempem
sa
enti sem bebre se 11 ebe me ma kire ma adwen wa
yeah enokre
every say ye ba obo vice president e bra na onya medi so
yeah
o ka se sa de we die nya de o mo be ye den ye be gita o ka pen
yeah
and I know also origin. In fact, na ten say or campaign say Brana walk and na obey moon who say
okay no crump no more abemo sabe no your vice president no waba
me moment say o man penia be di akire say how to me patch o say in fact emri bi me can say wa ho fact am na me kan no me hunu say wo akira o say de o ka o mo say makasa sane mra nyino munsua ye a eno na hye oye no kwafo bi wo no kwafo obi se ye ade na anko ye a wo ya kola kro be pawo dan wa gina so de aba na wo nkata ade bi a benya kra na nkasa obi a mo so kra ma wanti e body kire enti e wa kwanya ne ya ye fa so ye hye se your mama so obeye ni ya benefit out no yeden fama no a church ya se ano nka ngira ne se emre bi say o say you jingle bi a
2099 okay
jingle bi by anto abama no me so betu di Ghana ya ye de kotokoti a share won sa we tumi anye betete pasa isi da ko ya bo hwehwe na mo of what you say
okay
na no ekoma
ikufo yeah
emunya na say okay ya de kotoko share bi sa ma ntumi anye na adom ni tumi ane kura na kotoko sua but what you say
yes
na metumi aye de chance ya monto edu bribe no nye papa na so ye nyina ne so obe kotoko de na ya de ohuru ye chance ye chance
timaye
ni bia na nsama ya de beka
ante
mo aye wo mo arehwemu se asono mienu ko a anka mo be di referee di amma oni nyina mai And yo, man church bi saa o.
Yeah.
Ya di bi o de hwedi ne kura da so nso. Ati ahorow nyinaa bi wom. Benya MPP chairman oyɛ Methodist.
Yeah.
Obenya ND. Benya wo yi. Campaign. Ya na omongro. Ya ho na we ba o de sere ne bibia agya ne kwa. Olas nkomo bia na wudi. O kan de esa. Ma ban ba na betumi ayesa. Wonso eba na betumi. Ni nyinaa mu mpo no yɛ nipa nti no be na wo ba bia.
Yeah. Oto abakɔ. Because on no kind or bekan your radio super say on it or to aba. Aha, yes, you kwa so to aba. Nti ibi nko ye so kyerɛ na dwen.
Anu ma hem brand mo mpani.
Iti na kyerɛ sɛ de bia bi wɔ hɔ a wudura sɛ wotimi ehwɛ wo kasam yie. Sɛ me mete hɛ dia meka bia na sɛ me dwen adwuma gura ɛho. Sɛ me dwen adwuma ne ho. Ɛnyɛ sɛ me kyerɛ ma dwen nti. Na betena na me ka bibia kɛkɛ. Emsays one na person twe adwen de koi papa.
What yes. Mpɛ bebre meba. Yema bebra aban no oyɛ ohyehyɛ na me no me hu sɛ me ne nya adwen. O de to Bible ho a say that. Me kan it. Yo ni me dantie masem. Emi mienu prince. Na ma judgment say. Ba se de ya. Amma ban no. Aso won pa ban na so. Na bia we si. Inso si uhunu se ugina
no kreso ya woka no kre ben na egwom abusuan wotie ni 100.9 wonso fo adwen kyerɛ no fafa 0503721744 0503721744 ye di oman no mu nkomo ye ne odivo Isaac Ofosu hini jema oka oman no mu nsem ɛna no pay ɛwɔ Ghana mu ɛwɔ ɛyɛ asemi de kaso with 100.9 na papa mami bisa wo sɛ amanyosem sɛdia aya ye pagya amanyosem edidru level bi a ya te sɛ ye kan na empanyufo bi itimi ɛka womadwen ɛno no so hu ne sɛ ebi amanyosem na ya no broni beka sɛ aye polarized ɛkyɛ amanyosɛm no emu asɛn wo ka bibi sɛ wo yɔn hene na wonim na sɛ uko declare stand de ne yɛ ready sɛ amanfo betwa bɔ wo yɛ sɔfo na ko declare stand yɛ ready sɛ amanfo betwa bɔ adenti na ɛtesa eti anu nti ne ebi atesa professor amene ne di nkomo yi aya na ɛtɔ da bi anu amane bi wɔ hɔ a nokure ne bi wɔ hɔ a wɔn nso suro sɛ wɔn bɛka saa nokure no eti kwan bɛ so ne bɛ marry the two sɛ nokure bi wɔ hɔ a ye betimi yaka na ɛno no ye nsuro sɛ ebi obi ba betwa abɔ me na mom ye bɛka saa nokure ne de atenetene ye ho dada sɛ bɛka so okay ɛsɛ de ayɛ no me ka de ye ne ɛsɛ me so me ye ready sɛ dia ɛbɛba me so ne ebesi de na ye ho the two
nokure kan ne nyamsɛm kan so Bible si gyina mu wɔ brepa ne brebɔne mu
okay
uhunu akoma ne adwene ne nyinaa sɛ ye bi nokure a nye nipa nyinaa na ɔmahu hu sɛ kwan am gyeri nam so yi ɛbɛboa na me kɔka ya si ye ne ye makaka sɛ gyeri nti sese a no ne ye bɛyɛ obia no ye kokudurofo a reka hia kokuduro fa ho ne ne ya na wo what yes
okay
momo no dansi subio sɛ nipa mienu aprepre de emra na ma kwan sɛ mompre na ne obenya no yɛmfa nhyɛ ne nsa bia nkyerɛ na adwene obi ɔyɛ opani a wo ne nipa nyinaa ati mu nyinaa yɛ wo ma what yes
okay
mu nyinaa yɛ wo ma fanso mu nyinaa o kasa kuma kudi ona
ono
mse muda hɔ a
mete de awoka na sepa
sɔre no ne yɛ ba beto ye ne yɛ kɔ Sunday school fee yɛ kɔ Sunday school fee nkɔlabre mu ade benyini ye no ye mu bi na bɛkɔ MPP ne bi nso na bɛkɔ NDC
okay
obia bɛyɛ mampani a asɛm ka wo de fa kyɛ me yɛn som ne mu apaapae sɛ musrime sɔre ana sɛ obia bɛyɛ mampani obetumi ayɛ Pentecost ni obetumi apostolic ni
Yeah.
obetumi ayɛ Adventist na so obi anasɔre bia no wo mpere sɛ obetete wo mamma o makoduru saa gyina abrɛ na ana mo mpɛ asɔre bia pɛ enti wo kyerɛ sɛ wo ba kɔ saa ɛkan na wo yɛ den wo pɛ wa ho don't try say obi ba na so obi ayi de wo de gyina nea wo gyina wo wakoma mu ne mo kwan na mo nyɛ den ɔmo ngro sɛ nipa nkora ba so ɔbɛsrɛ mpae bɔ wɔ hɔ a yɛm na bɔ mpae ma na asɛm wɔ ebi si wɔ First Samuel.
Okay.
Saul say David oposume opahinie na waba mo asɔfoɔ ba na mabɔ mpae de ama no mabɔ mpae asan srɛ ɔsoɔ de ama no de na sɛ mo srɛ ama no sɛ ɔmetu me nyɛ den emfi ade so ana ɔsɔfo no sɛ ɛnyɛ nnɛ na mefi ase abɔ mpae ma David bibɔ ma no nyɛ nnɛ na mebɔ ma no sɛ na ayɛ ɔhene wakoa nso no ɔyɛ akoa no kwafo ba ɔsoma no kɔ bia ne ade na mmom nea wode wadwen hyɛ sɛ mempɛ sɛ mepagya nso ɔmɛtu no deɛ ɔsɛ enim na ɔka no kora ndi si ɔmampani no den enim ɔmampani sɛ mente aseɛ David anya ba a wayɛ sɛ ama no deɛ ɔsɛ ɛne ɛmɛkum den waku ɔsɔfo no wote aseɛ ɔsɔfo no gyina no kura mu akɔpem owuo mu wanyɛ sɛ ɔmampani David kura wɔ ma ha me kura no wɔtwa mu na but wote aseɛ ɔka no kura pen ade kyerɛ no ampa nso ɛnyɛ ɔsɔfo no adwen da sɛ David mpagya na ɔmampani anim nyɛ den enwu ase nti ɔsɔfo no yɛ n'adwuma sɛdeɛ sɛ bi w'anim yɛyɛ Nyankopɔn adwuma ɔyɛ adwuma no sɛdeɛ ɛsɛ yɛyɛ no na obi susu sɛ nka ayɛ bias na wanyɛ bias ankyea ama no nti ɔsɛ deɛ ɔpaa na ɔbɛyɛ wɔ a ɛna Bible se ɔhonam anaasɛ bɔnsam de mu bebree bɛto afiase asɔba hwɛ but wodi no kore kɔpem owuo mu waho di no kore kɔpem yɛnhwɛ Revelation chapter 2:10
Revelation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chapter 2. Verse number 10.
Okay.
Enso amane bia amane a wobɛhu bia na ɔhonam anaso ɔbɔnsam de mu bebrebe afiase no wasɔma hwɛ na mbɛhu na amane dadu di no kore kɔduru owuo mu.
Okay.
Na bɛnya nkunimdie abotire no. Enti baabi a wogyina no
nyɛ adwuma
na akoma sɛ meka nyinaa ne sɛ woyɛ sɔfo pani wɔ Methodist sɔre kɛseɛ yi mu NDC fa yɛ ma MPP fa yɛ ma onim sɛ deɛ atoɔ ho nsɛm ne daakye ho nsɛm bebree ani ɔwɔ so ne a ruling government ne sisei baako ɔno nso ɔpere so onya bɛba ne sɛ no ɛno deɛ ɛmmoa wɔ man no na me deɛ sei na mayi patwɛ ɔte ase
okay
ɔmampani dada kase ne na me mmom deɛ wei deɛ no nso ɛtɔ masom ɔmampani deɛ no ɛtɔ masom mahu sɛ Ghana no kan a wobɛfa so a wobɛtumi agye wɔn toa no no because tuo bi ade ba a wokasa a wonka abɔne o waho
okay
na ɔno no se yɛnyɛ yi na ɔno no mampani akonnwa no ɔbɛfuru bi no woyɛ dan furu bi na akɔkasa tia no
ɛna kyerɛ sɛ asɛm no akasa wɔ hɔ na kwan a wobɛfa so aka no no nso no ɛyɛ adeɛ ho hia ɛna buroni bɛka sɛ a substance and procedure ɛkyerɛ sɛ asɛm no wɔ hɔ na ne kwan a wobɛfa so aka no no nso
ɛmfa nso ɔne ɔmampani no koraa fa waba ne nkyɛn koraa wasɛm no a wokyerɛ mu no mu deɛ ani deɛ no ɔmakoma so sɛ Ghanafoɔ yɛ obi a sɛ David ne ba sika bɛboa ma ano wɔsuan wɔ saa na mpanimfoɔ ka ɛnyɛ suan nnipa no sɛ ɔno deɛ kyerɛ wiase wɔ atwɛ wode saa aforo obi a wo ba do no wabɛtumi ane saa anaa
okay
yɛre wobɛtumi ane saa
ɛbi indi yɛnhwɛ action na Methodist foɔ ɛtekiiɛ immediately na ɔmɔde nkrataa ɛbɛto abɔnten ɛna ɔmo kaa sɛ papa no asɛm na ɔkaeɛ no ɛnyɛ the position of Methodist ɛna baabi a ɔkɔkaa no nso na wosɛ Methodist wɔmo Senate hyiamu a ɛyɛ a wɔmo tae ɛkɔ ɛbra no na wɔmo kyerɛ mu sɛ presiding bishop ɔno ɛna ɔkasa de ma Methodist eti papa na asɛm ne deɛ ɛnya ade a ɛyɛ position of asɔre no enti ɛno no saa action no so papa ohu ne sɛ ebi so owo deɛ yɛde so ni papa yi ɛna yɛayɛ sɛ Methodist fo yi na ma na ɛno so ohu ne sɛ anamuntu asɔre ne tu yɛ ne nkrataa mo de bɛto amon
asɔre ne di ne nyansɛm ntem ɛmɛka no mu di no nyansɛm pasa yanka bɛyɛ hee ne ade akɔ akɔdu mo ayɛ dɛn mo adwodwo no yɛaseɛ ɛna asɔre no ɛso bi w'anim ɛso yɛ mpanini eku sɛnea biribi asɛm bi sii wɔ Cape Coast MCE bi a ntɛntɛm na aba ne issue statement say na sɛ nipa no kora de president fa so no saa na asɔre no nso ayɛ bi yɛ na aba ne yɛ no na yɛ o ana na nyɛ nti sɛ aban wɔ hɔ na sɛ obi yɛ MCE ana sɛ minister wɔ baabi okobue na no na aban no sama yɛ kuo ne papa mu no ebɔ na amene sɛ nipa no position no ho ban so mo de yɛ de bɔ asɔre no ho ban mo awie no bo ho bɛfrɛ papa sɛ ayesu na sɛ ba wo kai de ba sɛ yɛ ho anyɛ ha nka sɛ yɛ sɛ yeyi wa ma na sɛ yɛ bɔ nyamesom ne ade no ho ban nti ebi sɛ izo no nso bɛgye no akomapem ɛhu sɛ ankoye
now yɛnhwɛ ɛyɛ so far ɔman no sɛdeɛ ɛnoama ɛkɔ economy na na midi ho nkɔmɔ yi aban no egu so ɛde noama egu fam sɛdeɛ ɔmama yɛate no nkrataa a efi chief of staff wɔ baayɛ aban akatua adwumayɛfo akatua yɛ aban mu mpanyinfo adwumayɛfo akatua ɔma tete so ɛnoama bi yɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ ne nyina ɔma tete so so far papa sɛdeɛ noama ɛkɔ wɔ ɔman mu no ɛtew sɛn
okay maka bebre wɔ fidie so nea na ɔmo ka 20 onse me mom deɛ me hu no nsu a meka sɛ me sɛ mo a mo bu man no mani yɛ fra sɛ mo ka nsɛm bia de kyerɛ sɛ animu bɛtete nneɛma bɛkɔ bɛ me hu no saa ana me gyina baabi kyerɛ mo sɛ menim deɛ nkoduru baabi wɔ mo wɔ nsɛm bebree hɔ a wɔka me ntumi mfama no ɛba ɔman no ku adwuma mu a planting for food
and jobs
na ɛkɔ so baabi aban no ne ɔman no de ɔmani ahwɛ no ɛnyɛ ne no korɛ no na Ghana nkasa yɛ ɔman bi a yɛyɛ aduane ma aduane baa ma sɛ nsuo tɔnko adi a ebu mɛporɔ ama dɔme market uduru hɔ no mu a aduane gu hɔ fofofo enti aban no betie me a wɔ Egypt for time na Joseph call my interpretation bi wɔ Nebuchadnezzar dream mu no na futu anka sɛ yɛn kyɛ ne yɛma makuafo nnua ne free na yɛnyɛ we ma wɔn free nom ne ade na mmom no ne akuafo nnua ne ba ɛkwan bɛfa so astore nnuane no ama yɛ ho daakye no na ɛsɛ aban ne de na no na me ma quotation bi sɛ wɔsi ahiafo mfuo no ɔmo yɛ no na ɔmo yɛ no wa wukuro mu dada no a wudu adwe so a aduane ebuebuebuebuebuebuebuebu no okay ahiafo mfuo no de maduane ne badada na wɔsi yɛ ni ntoto yɛ pa na yɛ de praia aduane ne nyinaa de yɛ den ekɔ nti de Ghana hia pa ne sɛ yɛ ma mansan gyae akurase nyinaa bɛhyɛ nkran ne sɛ adwuma no ɔmo yɛ na ba na bua na pro na nya price
okay
enti ɛno nti no ɔmo ba bɛhyɛ nkran enti sɛ government na tumi anhyehyɛ bi a enuane ne ba yɛ wɔn fidie bi a yɛde fam a yɛ store na ban ne tɔ de egu wɔ so ɔkyerɛ bi no aduane ni hɔ a yɛyi saa nneɛma na pia ɛno no ɛbɛboa ma ne na professor yi ka ne sisi yɛ no yɛ nkran to simfi Burkina na yɛnkɔ yɛmfa dollar ne ade nyɛ den enitwa asɛm a prophet Jim gyina ha no mo ɛkan ka kyerɛ na nam yɛte Ghana ha yi a yɛane ne market ho ayɛ dendenden wɔ edwom yi planting
for food and jobs
yɛgyaeɛ Ghana jaye enti ade enti na sisi atisa we na dia dance yese nnuane bebrebe na ebaye tankan hihye bi ho na buru na ebu bebrebe na na manfo we no mono na fani eye ni se na hihye bi ho na ye store buru na ye nim kwan fa so store body ne pacho nkenne na enko sedia eye den
ekono no
ekwi enti Ghana ya meduane aba ene aduane fufu body eduro miensa kura obehwe na minister bue na no anu akase ade wo hefa ehe na wo
itina chese
enti obi say seasonal nke seasonal enti no season bi aduane ba nti bre nye ni season no aduane ni ho no eno na wo brem na be bibi say edu bre say ya Bible say okwadwofo ko sua nyansa watete ya sua hu say bre aduane ne wo ho no otumi store the ma bre aduane nye den eni ho ena je say wo bu man wa Greek side na make enti aduane ne ba ya na bu ama yetietia so wo kanfu kuani say ya ya maduane aba kuani no so hunu say prante such na okotoye no otoba ko 5 cities body no boy no body no kura buma body pemu na odo ho de ayigu ho no okotwa de be market na 3 cities ochina so wonsan ko dua body ana so onko do ho a jo be kwa ko do ho opere so zeri aderete enti aduane na wo dua no wa ye nhihye ama ne se ewo security achoti ase na aduane ne ba ye beto last me ka kire wo se orange ade bi a efi 80s ne ba no eko 83 no enna akutuo ewo bra eba anka aba na ko unhu bia gisafie du na san ba nti ebra agrek fo be kire hybrid ho no ye kire so mo se lemon se all the time no na ebe fruit eno ne ade se free se nti ye de aba fo ade bi aba na se ukotwa we na se
na wo de sie ne ya
meji a tam say na obi ani je ho na me osempa kani bitumi je agrek fo preach na me preach de ma won na me chonkotwa baden wood ye we na obi ade ne ho hye mu omnyina ade ho hye mu afo mu dua kutuo yi akutuo na ba ma fe de du bibia fama okafo mu a na wo hwe kutuo na oyare na wasa betene orange ni bubububu a ye ni hyehyɛ bia
say ye be keep
thank you
e be store anope na me ka ho ase
wow enti ano na bo Ghana ene Ghana ban enti yentumi protect your farmers no mo mani nje adwuma na omo ye no ho enti nia adwuma ni Ghana de okuani be ye nso a oye anabu nti wagyae e wa ban na akogina sa wo ye a okuani ni adwuma bi aye den eye bio ne to no nso ba ye nto enti wo kina no patcho because aye
be san ye bie man na
wow enti ye kan we na onso nyame hira mo mamunya kwan tutu kan ko no hwanom ne ade nyina won se papa na orefer every coast na no won se me ka asem we ma obi frɛ na o se every coast o yanka nipa ne ma ha e meye dwuma oman am ntoto ye nye na ohia ne ahokyere ba mu no mo sa man na manfo ba mu nche be business o munye sika pa enti so onimu a o se won toto ye nye na one ma nyina ye obesinsin dua kura ba beton ama o ye business wa ha eko yie ma no obeba ha no ma ba be business no wanya sika no asan de ko na de bia na ye den na ehia yen enti menka san kwachiri bebre no magina agri sector ese me bisa Ghana ban ne mpanimfo no nyina se bebre ba mo kan bo hu dawro no sisi amagye atom se mo afeli ana se mo hu se mo afeli dia ene na se ya na net ye dia asem na no odin
it's say yetimi jitum
ho kira ba anya dia fa ku adwuma ne aduane be short eno de odi ko hye Ukraine ne
COVID
enye ba akokora fi se lockdown ba 2020 yes enso 2021 no ne nuane ne bibia wo ho 2021 no yenya kwan ye bibia bet ewura 2020 on se de ne meko nti ano no betumi yakoma Ukraine ka cho betumi yakoma no
e dey bi
akra me wono
odifo Isaac Ofosini jima na ekasa no o ka asem ne se de tie esuo ne so de to mo ya adwe yie ne so ye de tie ya o man ga na ho do nti yegu so ye ka o man no emu nsem so for penny other Captain Jesus Prayer House na papa wo hwa expenditure card eye aketua mampanyin I say na dwuma yefo ni nyina on betete so because wo ma wo sei no ma mu hande no so hyehyɛ papa ebreka sɛ mampanyin wadwen ɔman ne ho
meka ne sɛ eden ya baby a wako hi obre bi a yade anim na yan hyehyɛ ya jem so ho etumi koye bi so o kan first Samuel chapter 14 from verse 24 Saul ne nasrafo kodi akọ nkodu baby aye den ehwenyi wa no say obi anya fasting ko puma na jo ansan efese medi matamfo so afi ko he so jeni a woko a ohia hoden ne ade odi akọ that no so akọ pie fasting so dia
edi
ama no na wo hwe ne ya ECG for say
anyina mkani ya mo pese o mugini
wensu nkose sa bri na wo betete yaswa o pacho ohunu sen wa ohunu sen ya nankasa na sen na wo ti so baba begina betedu ba bi a yetimi ka so bi an tight na belt na mo ye woni ma bi a etua ne na nche no woni ma bi o mutu allowances we ni
because say fuel ni ade ni nyina no ma cut by 50% o ma chim
koma we ni ade hunu say ani ma ni nyina na agi anso nke why ni yie e fan bebre ho no ma nipa na ketua sem no de menhye da nim bibia na adwuma o ye na ketua ntumi nka
na kese okay. All right. Need 100.9 and now wasugusu a wutie na sem ahodo a ekoso e wo yeman yimo and na yegusu a ye ka ho asem. Ba obi bebisa se aban na wa responsive. E je se aban na etie yen. Wo hwe e-levy by implementation no. O se normal ni bebre wo ho a wo ma sesa mo. E bia na kase de etie no enye saa e na ye hu no. As no many be wha on master system transaction ni bi wha e bi as a wo transfer grad the merchant ultimately and tax ma dia ready entel no many be wha say e mun sesa ye sha se wo de wo ka say wo de on pen so say yi levy e beba ene abaya sha say ye de ye adwuma so far it will say
me kan for the mo bia say yenyin tum ne yenyi yeyem ne ne emfanya adwuma best said ya ekon so wo mo ehwe so so wo mo se emma ne aban ne kan nanim nwu ase bebre no se ya mo aban no e wo sika gigije ne se wo gigije be ko na be yese de ya ne se mo kan nyina be do bri e be open na wo kan mo communication ne ade e ko gina wo kan we so ba na
wa be kan we
ana na yemfere yen kasa ya anka ne yie no ochiro bi de refer ye nipa asabi ye fere ade a anka ye kasa ne yen sema yaka ye promise ya man ye ne be hwe se e be defend ye statement ne be hu se anya hwe ne ya bibi mene ne ye den e ko kakra I live na ba beto wo man mu a enye ni obi apene se Mary ba bia Joseph nyima na furu adui na ade ye be kasa won ko ne kuro ma ye ntro ne din nkanya ne openo no beko wo nkwa abansa ye den account ese wo di mra ne nhyehyɛ so ya kire no kura na akɔwie adepa menu ya make yes emra e-levy start memfun so enyina wo atrasi so wo jai we ho a beforo card sika hye obotom sa wo de
kɔ
aso we na atuna ketewa bi o
ade a ano odin bebre
ketewa bi be kai se ba han meka bebre wo honom
ye bitimi
ma sa ha no on fa meto Mobrofo ne ade so a anka eye omo so kire omo de enya de me mekire nko ana na George asi
yeah
11 aba no
ye de ye adwuma
emo adwen ya ha bebre no mo menkyere kire
enkoso
ya yen no ye mo ho modern no
intimi kire mu ye enkyere o ma
minim ni pakasefo anim di fo pa me no di sika ho ade a o se wakatua na bo o se papa emfa nto fo no so kura emfa nto so be kura de ba yese be koye we be send pa na no me hwe ni di bia ne ba bi ogina pa o suro se ni sika be to
phone no so a
me a metumi a ne na di nkomo so opani sei ni
enetia
ane o de beto ha na obefo ka na odu ye na esi enu so no acho ojitum wa ho
yeah
enti ya ye kan nyina se 11 aba wan bi e fa so ba e bia no okay David bra the baby yare ye o Bible so kire komo mma na aduane kora
ai
onkodi a o so oni afi ne bani wiye o fa aduane adi wa fra ne ntoma no na ye o ba ne nya nwuye no etu ofu na wusu na wawu awia se so obeya yiye no so bra onya nwuye ne de na me hwese nka me save ne life
okay
wanyewu
yes enyegie okay
muamum na ese
all right
enti me jitum me preach ho so se last me kan wa ha se
yeah
asori fo be hye ne nso 11 no be se tight kura yetua
okay
usika wanya nyina se chemu tembu me bia utua
ese utua
na odi ama utua wi ayen ga se watua tight in men to collection men ye we wi so a wo to collection ai we nyina wo de to 11 ho na se kana ba no ye de be ye de sa ya ba
okay eti papa nso adwen kire no now wo ye osofo o wa asoro dan kakraka enyinam nkanea a wo didi udwuma ensuo a wo didi udwuma sa ntumi a utility service providers ye propose yi amafo bebre na kaza fa ho including abemon penyefo no bimpo say sa ade no mo de ba beto ne de ano o hyedodo 343% na ECG 148% your friend say Ghana water almost there be when you propose ade yen say o maka de ye adwuma afei na wom gusu di nkuta ho aba sa proposal o mo de ba beto dwai eto sen because enyinam kane a wodi gya wadwuma wasore kese e won kokko chidom ene de ekeka ho sen na eto
yere na ya yeka se mu no ama yefo no omu ni no kure ra omo de sa nyinam kane asem no ye politics ni o ma bi chacha many pe hu no kure ewom ma fe koduru ba bia na so omo yi omo ni se nyinam kane ade no de ka ye ho nti ye mo ankasa wo omo eku omo anade we ba betsa kane asem ye no MPPO NDCO edubri bi kwa na se ye to nkane mu a
yeah
utumi ya se mo ntum aban no be ye tie sika bi no ne ade ewie nso a wuntua na apare eka horo bebre akwa kodu ba bi nso a pese wo de ma a company bi na se se so mu a mo so tena se hunu se ade ewo mu no privatize a omo hu se sa ne ma we nyina se yeso be tumi aye amma mo nkane ase de mo pede a yese mo yika we ana se ye free ho and did you say oman na ye consumers no mu ahiafo ne ade nyina no ye cheka we nyina ye den egu ye so enkoko me top prepay ni hu ye a mo be dwiri afa on se mo mehwe se bi a wo yare ni bibi na nko ye enti memete nkran ha no ndi ye wo enkoko oti ase betua bill be se 3000 wa ha no enkoko a na metua 30000 ade krona ese ni me bi nye fair
okay
yenya ye yusu electricity ana ma we nyina na obi oni akokuduro no se onya no kwafo kakra bi ma fa kwan bone
na wa ye bibi
yana ye twame ya ye ti na gina brewe asa wo be increase electricity that's 100% a pepacho 50% kura mpo opani hu ne se asem na no ode papa
yes almost san hwe ne yie biem
pa na benkum ni fa nyina mo emfa nyina mkane politics waho
okay
na yo nyina yatisikazo ebeto electricity zano Jerry humanity
tisikaso
enti ntutu ye pa bisa bi enim dia enkwa kiri wo sika nyankopon de ama ye ebefa so yie fi asasim ebetwe afiri ha ne de aboye ho bra no ne yama ne hunu asi omu ese nyina mkane yankasa ya rani o crisis no 2000
mabenda ko for pension
abrofo Netherlands me ahoro bebre bae a mo wo kwan eti o mo befa so na nkomo germinate niema bi emframa ne ade edi germinate
betime die generate ya
na mo ho minister ho anyina ba ne ade se be ye be ma kwan ma tafo no Ghana fo bebre na de wo ho ehye mu adende no yentumi ehye wo ho emni bi hwe cement
yeah
da na gasim no onye bie ni ho se nko bi so nyanko no so betumi abue cement factory ana na bi ni ho no sa enso ye be sikwan e be du bribe no na e ma bia ye twam na ya de dada
yeah
no emu
the sentumu ni die ente se bo mo kwaji tumu kra se sentumu yes
se me transense so mo gitumu nso acho wa hunu na me sense se ya gitum ense se ya gitum ni nyina ye emu ye be ye du
ama ma yen
wo be den hu se
ti emra fom
kwanimu kakra
be kwanimu kakra je se emra fom okay yo eti papa adwen no se baabi amode nam ne de ano ohye odi ntumu no mpo beba enye ne kakra
ya pa Ghana
wom sese
mo start we July enfa me kan abrabo August September October ya mko wa kraten se mo beti wo
ye beti wo mu no
se bi anya sempa
e ka tu ensu ne bi mbeka ho yo
bi meka
ahyentuade enso kra na 20% ya mbeka ho awo mo de ye adwuma gidigidi
as a politician ya ano de ye ndo twen una munhu ne sa ne ade a ansem ya bebreke kan last obi krasi o ene e bia na jama muni mani efrasi efranti na mu acho tibia ekwe sana na mususu se ebeko no anya sana susu
osofo Isaac
enyina ne nana no daachi yanyintu ka feli
okay
mani nyina benkumo ni fon ase MPP na ya de oye no ne ye ne papa nyina NDC abeto eden hihye we so na se hihye e ko ne betu we free ho oye ni mu ne ku
papa ameni ni din komo ne number is 054 8672 976 054 8672 976 I have friend na unhyo emwa bia wetimi de aboa wo mpai bokwan so yeni ye ebia na eno ma bi nkoyi hunhun mafem aya woni odifo Isaac ofoso hini jima aya woni no ini hu komo no bebo apa omani mu sam ne ye ka no odo tworo no toton e de aman papa mama tiefo no wakasa kakra mama tiefo no wakasa kakra papa sorry abedwafo no so betena se na ne Canadian burger Kenneth Nana Kwame Asamoah UPP chairman ene ofia ha ebedi komo say UPP amanfo na ye internal elections ni ade baba na wo internal elections runu wani di ache some PP they say one ba be region
na
constituency na nkoko they na ekoso Deɛ kɔ so na ana bisa sɛ bisa deɛ no bɛma mehwɛ yɛ bɛdi afutuo wɔ hɔ a sɛ internally na moto aba na mokyekye mo ho we album no yɛ register mo de to aba yɛsɛ yɛ mutumi nya register yi bɛɛ miɛnsa constituency bi mu na saa deɛ no papa ɛdeɛ na wobɛtumi aka deɛ afa akyerɛ
anka nsɛ sɛ basa nanso ɛba preapre a saa na ɛkɔ nti wɔn sɛ gyere ha na ɛma sɔfo panin asɛm a na ayɛ so deɛ na mɛkɛn wɔn sɛ ɛntana adeɛ no yɛn ayɛ mma o efie baako bɛta yɛpɛ adeɛ no hwɛ sɛ deɛ esi kɔ asɛ ɔyɛ panin na sɛ yɛhunu sɛ wakɔ gyina wei afa sɛ no nti womma wei ɛntumi mma na sɛ wontumi mma wei ampatwɔ nyɛ ntɔkwa na ɛde bɛba ɛde ntɔkwa ne ma nso afotu ɛde ma nyinaa ne sɛ sɛ yɛakoma papa ne gyidie mu sɛ yɛbɛgye ɔma ayɛ ne yie a ɛnsɛ sɛ wa wobɛgye adeɛ ayɛ ne yie no ntɔkwa a ɛbɛsɛe no no wode wo ho yɛ dɛn ɛfra yɛfotu a yɛde ma obiara ne sɛ ɔmfa akoma pa ɛmfa mpere yɛgye nyankopɔn di gye nyankopɔn tom nea ɛyɛ wo dea no ɛbɛma wo
ɛgyefo mo ne papa ndi nkɔmmɔ kakra ɛyɛ dɔnhwere baako yɛatena ase ɛde adi ɔman Ghana mu nkɔmmɔ 0302243540 0302257902 wone papa ini nkɔmmɔ nɔɔma a yɛaboroboro so wobɛnyɛ kasantwie wo so kyerɛ wadwen maakye
hello
yes sir
good morning Wadida.
Yes sir, good morning but odi any baby akasa free
Orija kokwa si ni ekaneshi
yetio
mami fo akonya si na mintia aberwane akitedie ni se ne ombaba papa ne chiao
Pajoso
wakasa but the geminti was in the president for no mo bia be president dia o shebo but we see Bomia as and go be part of the Oban or Kaze immediately mo Kaze ba be just in area the what he let ya ba it is en ko me part and right
and obe kan say woni no enya adwen say you obekasa eno no kran enya taxes so ono ka say 11 emri bi obeka say ente say ye taxe the poor no eno sana
amanfo ka say na na ka say na ka say no emfa fere kura ka say in fact me ka sa enso no kuram ye hwe oman no se ne se ne ya sana tie fambu ebu mo oman no eno de ontie ne ye pa no so ye pani se den a ye sa de na be
okay original koko ase what you say
me da so quality because I don't need to manage that
okay
my tell my mo come say to ba both of them began easy ya ye any the other kind of the other but in Nigeria too is a come but you say no say or say o me patch or dia and ke be me mu be re mama the watching muna from the market there no
that's the original koko ase Machi
champion McGee.
Yes, so.
Idia the champion Fusini Adams free Ashaman.
Okay.
Hey, what's up for you? I didn't know who.
Where did you are? On the ban here, but bomb man Ghana won't come on.
Sanity, because Omunano, Ayana Hunia, Omuyam Penufa, ASBBC, and what's the big room, put me flower, one almost better on Margin, Nabi Kama. I'm in touch, I'm a Jew about the city communication officer, Honorable Joshua Midwakamba Metiano, Nana Nampim. Open also for Penny Metiano. Because I did not know why I am a maniac papa. Because it's a name of Kosu Kruma and Penny for us, a woman who are dear. Almost I know as a multi flower. Near who and Yama cost to be Biatima, no most of them Bible I attached because Papa will in Bible me papa. And I'm a Musa Ubua. We are some setting Yakopos as Nakunta Buo. If you said the Wabanas were except one up on West Venezuela. One walk, who dear, ye dear Yakopo Bebusa. Now, Yan any person, we say you were to be who, did you or Akunta Buo? It is of a penny to say, yes, who boom man and I said, you are vegetable. Now, one word is what I put up a gun of when you answer, and Pa Abia say, you say, now, yes, Anna Abutoya, I the Abba. I say, Abia Montijaya, Akunta Buo, only Yakopo, my baba.
Yet that was say, and I no pay, my fa of a friend. About your match? Yes, sir.
So now what to say?
I mean, I do more, Bearman.
Dr. Newman here to my committee to market.
Yo.
Chia and Joanna Francis Ada from Straight Dusty. We are so far as we send our time, me dream baby pa be so many dream. Now the beginning dream pa yes tell if now we person who to no. Ya be ya ho here be mu na yes be na party members. Now we no the near party asem e your my mu na ya asem. O bra ho pa be mu show mu no yes abẹ no na ye dey na be asem be sa dey ho here ba ni paso bebre. It is that you see the water and sewage for no. A mom can say, Yatutu Nemu, and also a Zabatu Nemu, to also to the name of Bra Abia, that made no moon here and whom. But Mrs. Somacas obviously best 2019 no to and I want to visit me. And then what doesn't make sense, says Sabi. Obaka say, you have made too much change to me to of that. Oh, yeah, to move and your way. I have a subsidy more often for my age. Yes, and Sunday, I won't say, I don't know. But as I was show it will be become Papa more because churches in no members no. Omwa yemwa kwaya na say to me sa so mo. Wow. That is for talk for kind of class. Question crap ma. Right ma say na first ba no. E we say we are say it there. But say never go ka krama ina.
Okay, but that's say. And also with the Abba Edado pay. Martin.
Oh, my dear.
Yes, sir. If we too.
Now, my dear, before I make a report, I can pass you so Kaswa. My dear, you see, I make my spoken Kaswa. Now, Liba Accra. Now, we say, let's say, Ghana person in 24 as not me. It's going to the camera Kaswa.
A quite a
serious. Na traffic na di veterans wa no order not more nice na the same we are all using
sa ko ne die ya dwen ho a ye hu de be ye no
na che bi ya ka ho asim ka ene de nyame ado to buto oni dia ho ne de ye kakra na nice the same we are all using the lane ufi Accra over Kaswa all those going to Accra they have tend to the that lane about traffic veterans.
Okay.
The police phone in no mumbra no mumefena.
Okay, you're very important. Yes, sir.
My dear, I'm not maybe come as
on it to me.
Papa, you better not. Papa, media papa to ban Kasema. Now, maybe person to listen say my dear, if I'm media is sent for on Kasapa party bed or because there are for the time for not to
about your or two abanos and the Casemono or can say and I'm so that domano no. I feel no, but I can't win na aqua farm. Okay. Bebajo tie. Ope party or when yes. Okay. The number. Oh, none of the party. It's a change in our own better coins on Kazi and this and MPP. Hey, now CPP, UPP chairman here. Now, what's the other party?
CPP party is who?
Zamu. Okay. Yes, sir.
My Jerry. Be our officer or political party media. Anipa beka ho amun ka ho asaba na okoko me yes bakuya o bakuya ma mi akodi dike ya o zale so akodi dike tani man what I don't know ka dia na no oka MPP NDC pe the only party be our only ni as no MPP man
you mate bedan say
my Jerry ma principal me sha di man me
kaso akwamu on de ya sempa me kura no me pon a eja me lecture jeyi say be ya be kwa koduru ho na students see makwa kwa chiro ma de kura na me dwen ho pa papa number is 0548 672976 0548 672976 o friend and we be san party o why and number say me ka chiro why beba jo ma je
akonda
yes I eat you
anopa nyame asu di
encounter so
na me mo osofo abaso na agonda o ye chara on kan tell
oza
so we dey o dey see me o
so wa konta ye yen kakra akra
agonda wa ko wani mo
kakra
edeja po papa se o pije wa ko adu pepe so na work for sa
in the end, Obelecha, only go so my name was the Baponta, or full lecture pa, and then bar. I'm about to pay my budget to Adiacha.
As a was I?
More about so.
You.
Me no get to pay a year of get a car, regional secretary. I'm say you, Papa. One about so. Also, a small oil. Marguerite, a soft worker. Na baby, many yards, I am a depa, no internet, the fire, I am Calicia, almost about 2. The month from 2019. That's a moon to Zoom, that's a visible year. I know in Chile, a Maria Mochila Bar, you say you we are seeing, and I'm going to I can't remember say a phone. In the best threat of NPP, man, you will go for any pay for the way dear. Almost so of my Ghana selling. Almost something that I can't find my because also at the rate of almost to Zoom, and to the being Muna, Marguerite, the more of them. Meaning is that you book up in your schedule, people that would meet us. I'm aware that.
Okay. All right.
A person from the phone, the best song, radio, almost say, a basket I might small, but Papa, Papa, Marguerite, I can ask you. The transfer fair, and the two transfer minister at the Facu. I got to let the Abros and Ghanaian class, new question. One call, I'm on where we are.
Okay. All right. Yo, let us say, and the birthday, and the mom crown try me follow about one, the battle match. Yet you.
The Magdalene, but your friend gets here.
You.
You don't know about answer for him. Again, Papa, and then but you have a friend.
The friend of Odi for Isaac Kufusu Hinichima. Up to Jesus for your house.
And what Papa. Yeah, you know, Casano. Or Casa, who the party, who the party, and you are shut up at name, or come out of wood in a way and yes. But you didn't say really, I have one. Now, I can't. You have a cool idea, Papa Mecam. Was the beer, the Papa or Casa? Or come and drink the Papa. You say, any person say, Pa, or when you bend using your Sabia. Again, I am not a pa. Again, no commercial about who's wrong. The cabin best, every say. What a banana tobola, what a banana top. Not a short cream, so a cream bay. Only a factory, I have a bola in your fertilizer. Not by so top bola. I get it, come here, no, with the taxi, can be two bolas to about grammar system doesn't know what to happen. Okay. Because I just Kabola, but also my one. Because in suit, Obama Bola, so the big dinner account, so it is about it, we got to. Then I'm to make any couple of this one. My daddy, Mr. Mann, that's it, Papa. Okay. The bump for the car in a Nabolano. If you come about it, me, I keep Bolano, Nabola, the cafe, and Toa. My daddy, but it does. Oh, my moon.
Jacopo.
Would make conjoined open a friend would was you kill by
you. That's if I last one. The battle matching.
Yeah,
yet you.
Mark Jerry.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's be my belated baby.
Can we be very much,
Papa's watch.
Papa Bompire, Mammy, and San Marco.
Man, can we be very much,
Maza, Casa. I am
Bompire, Mammy, and I am your birthday.
Okay, you made the mount to do. Yamma, puffy, pump, and punto umro. Onincha, what in womb. Amen.
Amen.
It's you.
Your friend is a fire MPP, it is a wood yard in ye.
One are the MPP. One MPP. Wow. One are the party card man.
One day, and so in MPP for that may bash your my end, you can't cretch over my Ghana. Now, Mike, me and Farmasamo Embra, near say, in fact, Casua Quine is
and you
a quine be all your Ghana Hano. Almost so much the amount contract you and Nikumasa Quino. So almost per se break it, no, a year Juma dia. Almost making sure say Takrade Quino to Casuano. Almost yes, I double road, and Nikumasi road, and not break it, you know. 1 month Ghana ham for Manon can't break it because a idea being see Ghana had that. It is a more person break it in the ammonia dear Bema Ghana for you many be no more how mobile so on Bejuadi. On Bejimadi. Then your more internal party cry near Muye. Who to come on and Timo, yes, I'm after working. And I'm with you break it and you can't move. Yes, Remo. Now, me fafidie so no machia Yuraka Justin Kodua. Your friends or dinner home kwaku. Yeah. Me kasa isisi de usumi ya ye komu ni ebeto aba. Omo ne da apaso a omo wini, na omo wini. Nti nkofo na moba jubili house opache nso enye ya Asante region aye gidi.
Okay.
Nti sankofo yi na etu nkofo mienu a ema MPP for problem no.
But that's say Gio.
Papa anopa me kokofo dua o.
So
Otiosrebo
yeah.
Otibuaten and Ohima no.
Ubia say we Otiosrebo fans no be send enko
ya mama kwanso brebre why
isu tonto mo komo ya hwe me dance ano be okay haye 100.9 iti ha na ye de papa is papa de na etwa to a papa e de bema ye ne yetiefo America my students are mo JU University none de said ya report amesa aka no it none de anhwe agemo de cheme me the question is true
papa e de tato yetiefo nyina na yedi kan ye 11 no ho asem enyamma onipa bia osika sem no udwadie mo so because o withdraw your phones because of 11 unya nso hwe nti aso hwe abehunu se yanyentum aba
okay
ayi obi anfa koma yansre nyankopon mo amehwe ne man by party Ghana oman no ene tibia wo msisi bata na onim ne babedi bi obepie bi mema no kwanso yanchechiro oman ene mishira obi a
ye di amen
me kokofo bia nso na ya ye kanyina nse kwanso bre beni ekoho
ya ene nya asem ke panyufo a omukọ kofrodua no nya asem ke
twa na ekọ kofrodua nti honam from bambo ye adwuma sunsun de enso amen nya adwuma
that's
beshia
papa yeah that's
me YouTube nso ya omo emra
YouTube channel ne there
Captain Jesus TV
okay our YouTube channel no so good Captain Jesus TV yo papa yeah that's it anope
yamisha papa
yankopon shira won so papa number no me sign e de tudwa biem e de amawa 0548 na papa betina se de obeya adwuma awo do me pele 2 ho oh okay anti-mary hona oh okay it's another say what the upper direction is simple 0548 67 29 76 0548 67 29 76 abeya fana krado almost on eba bet na say Emmanuel Alote Adote better say big man better say Canadian burger also akwese Canada ko jinania UPP chairman UPP chairman also ewa ha eti anakwa me also transe akonya de ma be ni ya ma mi twa utuma wo de motas de mi twa muntum ana mi bro ni ba ko pe my only brody I know who's up here my field and I'm oh ja don't ya I know who's up here so just say your baba be di come on I know who's up here me wakwa ba want to say Ima wakwa ba say bibi okoye Canadian burger UPP chairman
boss
the UPP no ma koye there Buguso. Yeah, they are go pass. Good.
United.
That. Debut. Anna, what's it say?
What's it, Debe?
So be a question.
Then so I just so.
Some man on I know. Anyway, but if I trust the name for communication, so. Tell. Yedi kind. Finance Minister Akasa. Inflation, ya hit since 2004. Baby, you know that. Many economists in the crackers also say you do 45 crap. It just say that you won't. 80 for your finance person, Emmanuel Alote. Aha, Alote naba. Yuma. So far, finance minister near the come baby inflation you do. Muhuni say aden ya are you hopeless ana?
Yo, my Jerry Midasi, me fa kwanya wenchia ahwefo ni etiefo nyina. Na me chia me colleagues for student. Na me sanchia anya so tu mfo nyina nso pay. Ichi obi a me chia NDC mpay mfo nyina. Na my Jerry, on say me ba na me cheka kra. Nhwe a so tu. Nsu ayeto enye easy my Jerry. Nhwe race course. Ashibu hon nyina Santa Maria your friend is saying Agape Pentecost hon nyina say Debia ye ka ofo say oh esan say NDC 4% ye omundi MP no entira ye kasasa there be entimi ntina kroma MC eyo obi a what na wa che avenue of free MPP party that's odom MPP party no MP so the same thing MPP party no na omuntimi kan bom niama na hayen want that to no at least they will give us some solution kwahwe kwashibo nyina nsi yato Santa Maria untumi kran pie wow enti Mageri ese wa per time na Gas Central
Santa Maria what say one here
Gas Central and that's anyasu utum the same thing
anyasu utum
yeah per MC you know because you be what now wa che I'm a former secretary yes
Bashiru
on the MP side so the same MPP I don't think the mean can boma at least they will bring relief to the people in anyasu utum because in Soto I bread too much okay kwashibo wo nyina blocky go for them bibia on say that I can see be every tantra.
Okay.
The farm is dry, Lomlava, Hono. Esa fa Tabora, Santana, all the way through East Coast. Ifa Kwashibu, then Santa Maria, Blue Kios. Now I pay Malam Junction. They call Tunga Lagoon. I got to see BM. That's the major BM. Now entering first because Eswa in the solid doors were a year edico. Like all those closer to the gutter, them. Every time, every year, from April to July, no, and go for every. Yes, Ramwa. Na say a Jumana, Omutu Yen Yensua. Omun Sorosuna, a ja. Who can do the work should be given the chance to do the work because 24 years I am MP from the same party. And I feel MC from the same party. That they be a when call Agape is here, Penjigos. The whole day, Charlie, is serious. In so the F, in so the Bastion say, oh, your mountains, a year and Yanu, the Baffy, into your Sony and you. Oh, maybe our place is saying, no, no, him, Otio, and now you're on the Mina. Wow. Into me say, well, per time, now, the fresh Minyanum menu, Bass, anything, because it's too much. It's too much, and that's what it's too much. If they can't do the work too, they should move. Let's put the one who can do it. Because if you are take who maybe a security and take who, for sure this year no pay, and yeah easy. Why? Now I am back to the main topic, and I say issue. No, you see inflation. But Jerry, in economics, make kind of bro for them about you. Inflation is basically the rise and fall of price of goods and services over a period of time. Nti the HN say aduane ni bo say na bibia ni bo koso a na say ba from buy Ghana say no bibia mba from o I don't know say it has happened before in our lives ebia majero name say ebia na ebia ye turn no price na ba from before but bibia e koso nti say na lorry fare accommodation and I say rent ni aduane bo school fees ni na koso e ba from no over a period of time no and na friend inflation no now, say no inflation figure is 23.5%. What it means is say, Jerry, in March and April, you turn 100 cities, you know, and then averagely, you turn 124% because that figure is an average figure. On say some of them they are above 23 and so on. Into averagely is 23.6. And they say turn 100 cities, and then you turn 124 cities or more. That is the meaning of near inflation figure in each year. Na uhwe se na niema eko e Ghana for braboma de bia price of things eko so no Jerry uhwe eye anyame adom time government decision kasa no or breaking it down ye pan na me feel say a honanka obi entie and I say MPP for mo kasama MPP from muntie or see the basket of goods and services idea inflation no is about 300 items, 307 or so items. And 190 of those items, you know, are locally produced material. The rest are foreign, I say imported. And now, no feel say the main driver near air pushing inflation from 19.4 last month to 23.6 nanka will come from the imported goods. It's say they be use COVID-19, maybe before COVID-19, any Russia, Ukraine, if it felt it will come from what? The imported goods. But we say 190 locally produced goods, no, and no net cause what? Inflation, no. And you still say, oh, come about inflation, so it's say interquire Russia, Ukraine. When's the last time we can it has nothing to do with the inflation. COVID-19, nothing. It is a locally produced goods, no, and then a push here. And also, can people say the imported goods, no, their effect is secondary. In economics, no, BBI causal effect. Now, say CBB is secondary, it means it's indirect. The first one will come, and son or no, will push it into the main, and I say the direct driver, no, is the locally produced goods and services. What do you mean? He say, young crow for more producing things, that is the supply end. Because inflation, demand and supply, that's the supply end. They are finding it difficult to produce under this government because raw materials in the idea are cost. Tariffs already are cost. And then so it's about to increase again 148% for electricity and 334% for water. What it means is producers and manufacturers will now incur more cost in their production. That's where the inflation is coming from.
That's so, the proposal. Send the
too much. But even before Nakasa, cost of production, a cost through. Private sector saying labor is demanding more because cost of living for the labor no. And yet they are demanding more from their employers. When you know all those items are cost through. And that means so who's your economics are government and I say economic management, you have fiscal policy and I have monetary policy. Monetary policy, is the job of the central bank. The governor, that's his job. And a fiscal policy, is the job of the executive. And as a president, need in crop for. And say production and manufacturing, and go ye, na say young crop for bread, and no price of things no across now. It means government's fiscal policy, and try ye. That is all. It means there's mismanagement in terms of the economy. Because that's the tool you have to use to fight. Anything that man no can Professor the government statistician. Or can I say anything offer a bind no munye bibi and fan because they must institute what a fiscal policy to fight the jump in inflation. Otherwise, the cost of living cost. Now, why would we say cost of living cost? The welfare of the people would deteriorate. Yeah. Because say Medi Kenke too. Now say maybe Tomia. Essence any bona cost Medi back for the whole day. Yeah. Medi back for the whole day. It's not enough for me. It means to be nye. These are the basic things that I cost about inflation. We need government to tell us the way forward in terms of fiscal policy or as it stands now, the economic management team is abysmal performance. They have mismanaged the country. As a NTBT said, in COVID-19, you can say, you don't even understand what you are saying. And I keep saying, COVID-19 rather help us. I've given you two things. We got free 35 billion. Yes, up to now, there's no accountability for that money. Oh. And after the same time, the COVID-19 time, also, ASEM said COVID-19 is starting from the Far East, that's China. When we say 35% of our import come from China and the Far East, it led to what? Reduction in importation. About this, exchange rate will be fairly stable. In 2020, the exchange rate was fairly stable. The effect from imported goods, it affected inflation. What you say? So it helps us. In economics, every activity in an area will have either negative or positive effect. So when I hear people from the MBB side saying, COVID-19, I say, no, you don't even know what you are saying. The same applies to Russia, Ukraine. They import wheat from Russia, and I say Ukraine, and all those things. Say, it means the importation will be cut off. Asa from that side, enti Manjeri, the American say government fiscal policy and there is mismanagement of the economy and no nine then inflation for the past 18, 19 years what they mean is and this year bensu that is Professor Mills and Ora John Mahama 8 years no ya husa inflation jump 20 ABC for the past 18. That's the meaning. This is the first time I hear. So government economic management team no I think needs a reshuffle. Let's say yeah vice president say no kasa yeah in opposition ni no kind na and net I just say or try and throw. It was a cocktail of lies, a buffet of deception. No, it should be changed. Asa, because ideas be already bano. Yeah, we can't feel the effect, and I say we can't get any positive results from it. That's the bottom line. And I feel your finance minister also can be. Obieka, the man is an investment banker. Oh, we share a constitution. Check how to form the ministry. No, or see. Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning. Yeah. The probably investment banker. Since the only man is here, let's go and raise bond. Let's go and raise bond on the capital market. Jessica. Asa, what is the economic policy to solve the high cost of production in the country now? What is he putting in place? And I think so, the Minister of State, honestly the same thing, investment banker. Milna Kano, Bakuya accountant. Bagusi a lawyer, but also finance background. But these are the things. We don't have a proper economist in that unit. So those are the challenges.
You mean the finance ministry?
Yes. Tell me who is an economist who are there? Nobody. Ora Kenoforata is an investment banker. Tas Edubahin, the same thing. Abna ACC accountant. And she's in charge of budget and payment. In finance, normally, there are 3 major departments. There were financial control and budget, regulatory. And she is in charge of the budgetary. And that all payments here, you watch her on no cost meetings in say Ora John Kuma is in charge of government revenue assurance. Maybe based on his legal background and on small finance. But as there's no economist in that department. And you can feel it, you can see it. Because it's clear, say, it needs a proper fiscal policy.
Now, sir, you were technocrats, sir. Almost a ministry. So, not necessarily have an economist, say, about the finance minister.
But who is the final say? Who has the final say in the ministry?
And there's a minister.
Who goes to cabinet meeting and comes and say,
that is the minister, but the technocrats are there.
The technocrats will look at you. Who will say, you feel like we should go on a Eurobond. They will look at you and support you and go to a Eurobond. What you say? You see, the technocrats have not been allowed to work. In the public space, they have not been allowed to do their work because of political influence. That is the reason why it's important, say, at least get someone with economic background. And that's the reason why they maybe say million people, but I don't understand why Dr. Couture said to be at the peripheral. I don't understand why he should be there. He should have been involved because he has the technical know-how. And whether you like it or not, always had him there. No, I'm not in their party, but it's true. He has it. So those are the things. Because in the say time inflation do 19.4. No, the BOG raise policy rate from 13.5 to 17.5. And America said, no, I don't see why they should do that. Because inflation is a demand pool. It's say Ghana for do one aircraft chasing the same or fewer goods and car. Who raise the policy rate? It will influence changes in the benchmark investment rate. That's T-bill. In the Senate, already thought Nimano would rather go and invest. But if you raise policy rate, I don't see it. It rather come back and affect production because base rate at the banks may cost you. So I can't get cheaper loans to do my job. But I realize say, yes, I did for external investors to give them confidence. Okay, my raising policy rate, it means whatever you're coming to invest in the country, you have higher returns. That's why he did that. Otherwise, he didn't solve whether demand pull or cost push inflation. He has no play in it. Just he was trying to address and answer entice.
Told say policy rate in the cost road to control the inflation.
And I say inflation. You look at where it is coming from. the demand pool. That is, many when you them say it's kind of doors. We are buying the same goods. The seller will now price it higher. The highest bidder will buy. That is where you use those two. Was demand pool. Wow. But when you cost push, production and manufacturing, that is where they are suffering. And egg boy. Essentially, poultry farmers are suffering with their feeding. And a crate of eggs 35 Ghana cedis. And see that bread 12 cedis. In the bakers, they are suffering with their flour, their margin, and all those things. They have raised venison price of bread to 12 cedis. So that is where the policy must be addressed. But who raise the policy rate? The banks will respond. What you are saying, because it means the bank will borrow from Onu Central Bank at 17.5. Me and so I have to pay them. I have to pay water bill, electricity bill, I have to pay rent. Because one business for bank it will go up again. And it means production again will be increased. What you say? So Neo is just to address the standard investors. But majority of Neo say lies on the executive to bring in proper fiscal policy. And yes, Jerry, it will be worse in the next 3 months. I'm telling you. Brother, you live in it will be worse in the next 3 months. Because BBA kosu and I can't afford to bread. I mean, the hardship is too much. We are a politician. This is the difficult moment for you because cause I ain't easy. If I say bread, it feels like you have it. Even though I won't even know. I think because you're a political leader, you have it. And I say no. Means me for say me go all around in the 13 lecture say me the sky come be 100 cedis cry me yes bomo. Momo no say no. Look at the cost involved. Ne momo. Me to your telcos no. Me say to your e-levy. So look at the pressure embedding on Ghanaians. Oh, look at all this pressure embedding on Ghanaians. It's complete mismanagement on the side of the government. If they have to reshuffle the economic management team and reshuffle the Ministry of Finance, they can give us proper economic policy which will change the lives of Ghanaians. But be a Kono Jerry. And yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, cry.
How you need 100.9? Nana Uzu.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
I'm watching now. I'm chatting for.
Yeah.
Birthday or invite me on fan chairman.
Kwame on.
Boga. Na me ma me nuan so watching. Kasa amagana for nyina san kasa mane. Na se. Ya dom so. Enimie pa se nyina yenim se ne oman no mu ensem ne wiase mu. Amemo osofo jima baso. Ye mene ne ya adwene ye pa ne se o se 11 no aba. Ghana fo nyina nyintum. Na se ne tie bia se ba ye bia no. Nyina yenyintutu wa kakra se be ya. Betimi de achichiri efie no aye pese gina yiye na nimonyam ba mu no. Man Ghana be nyina ye dia. Na akwa mene ne nya adwene papa ne se o se yewura Mahmoud Baumia. Enyintum se ensem bi o kan brebi no. Nya sa ne tintin ka o mepachew. Mesre bebre ka se yewura Baumia da so gina nasem so se o se wonum a enibie no ensese momo ye taxi wo mo. Obeka asem no ofie ha ya no san so gina asem kro no aso bio ntina momo yi ba ye no o make sure say aban be make sure say wo mo asebe mpraduasa ede ebia na katua na ase ne earnings a onya be 100 Ghana no wose se o de sendi obi a da o ya akono ma yenje no momo efo aban agya tumo de ye adwuma nti yewura Mahmoud Baumia entwa nkontompo ana se on dada Ghana ni bia ena 7 preduasa ye demande apology from him enti no me pese me ma osofo eti ase se sembebre okan ye no eno kre aban ebetima hwemu de bi aye adwuma a megidi ye se ebeboa ye nyina emomu no yewura Baumia enyina ba bia nka da se 7 preduasa ensese ye de momu eba nemu say the less privilege no ma yen taxi womo which the government has instituted enti no ese me set eno straight na fe nso me gina kwan we so ama mia minua baako yako ene ne papa asibre eda fom babia owo bia no mesre se nyame enhye ne den tempem hene ɛwɔ new dwabin.
Achempem hene.
Ane.
You say media so no.
Oh, okay. Baby obia
no papa.
Yede ulmai atu apamu yi no. Baby a nyame de ne kra begina no. Yesere se oma ne kra asomdwe. Enti na mesi anso chia omampani ene miami papa Mahmoud Baumia His Excellency ene Haji Samira Baumia. Enche bia no Ghana for de oman no Numunyam ebedwura yen 2025 aka danado aka studio say obe hand over e the ama NPP government which we believe say nyame ya adomo a ebetumi amasa boshe no ayadwuma tan say minua yi kasai ofirase no o say enema bebre wo kan in inflation no ye nyina yagitum say obia ni hon ma watena babia ka say Ghana senya yegina samre no bibia ye correct anase ne manyina eda ye da bida omampani eden hia to akwan mu se wonum a eye appointees nyina katua no sabin preduasa party bi afri so ede boa oman no sebe ya isika sembe tuto yie akwantuo ene enema bi expenditure nso so ose wayi bi nso afri mu a ene no unless of course is very essential ka de kra se sabin preduasa aban mu fo betutu kwan enunti ena nansia na nke ase ewura Mahmoud Baumia ekọ UK na nkoko deliver lecture bi ohonum but ko ba ye no na so ye no virtual because the share bi gu akwan mu sebe ya enema bi ohonum a ye betimi avoid no ese yetimi ema ye nyina no avoid nti inflation akosoro ye no kre Ghana for bebre me ne nyina gitum se ewiase fa na nyina no enye Ghana nkwa na inflation for the first time in the history of the United States, na more inflation, senya esitia no be anka 1.5 ni 2 ni ade na run. Sometimes crumple to negative 0.5 ni ade. But as we speak, they are closer to double-digit inflation, which in the history of the United States, any UK, any other, advanced countries, Germany, France, there has been a very strong hit against the world economy. I no send your university no boy economic figures and terminology na kire say otiase if you want to be very honest and genuine obe admit na so obe ye acknowledgement say eye wiase nyina na sa catastrophe no ahete yen enti mayent na oman mu hunu say Ghana nkwa na yadu bempenso bi asebio ebinsi da ye can say Ukraine Russia and Ukraine issue no affect oman na ewiase nyina ya no mo ka se mayemfa enye economic analysis menti wo no mase if indeed true and true they are economists eso mo huna omoti asese there are some extension factors it may affect internal issues in terms of economic management ba ko ne say ye nyina agitum say Russia and control the world oil marketing Nigeria no kra na se meboa.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, no kra. And you nyina gitum say Russia can say Ukraine control a lot of agricultural inputs about Africa, especially in the grains. You nyina gitum say me no mienu Ghana ha ye produce wheat your baby a. Ye import ne de aba. And I said one more eye brodo ene niam na enya bi akoto na omo nso atimi e de ama brodo ni ade no omo atumi ayo. Enu nti se kobase import and answer restriction bi wo ho na sa nema no emma affecting nipa no productivity enu nti se first na nko otimi nya 2 tons na so otimi be produce bi a 1000 and answer 2000 loaf of bread and 2 tons no ne sanka obenya 1 ton na wanya no esese otimi make sure say otimi de aye adwuma seven previous na obe supply man suppliers na wo ma eto na ne sikasem ne labor nyina no otimi amiti. Unfortunately, at a point in time, our restriction are hitting no. Bon say afenuma no emabu. Enunti na obe chire no to the sense say adwuma no kra no na ifrase kofom. So hunu. Your sounds so standing factor bit is a fuel within 2-3 weeks to a month globally. Almost 30 or month na fuel Ghana near tono. I think 6 point something. Within the space of 2-3 weeks, I call 1 month no na I jump almost 10 cedis. About the same because if we are seeing now the impact is being felt. eno na amanfo beka se adentina se aban no reserve anase ye wo policy bi ohonum se ye obribi a ye de ekushin ye when they are in terms of crisis anase taxes bi a ye no enka ban etimi use but so ye economic studies na wo no meti ase no so beka kire plane se mekoto me phone yi so ahunu na se makwa akoto phone e bia 5 cedis na me dia ba bi go me se me was stock na fe ewiase market nyina no ekoso na me so okay ene me was stock no mekoso aton low price na me wi sika no a me de besa akofa foforo no asanko bobo sian dia so dia akofa foforo it doesn't mean say you are making a very prudent management enunti niame wono I will measure it and sell it according to the world market price and as a prevailing market price so that ekobase me kofa new stocker metimanya sika e de akofa new stock na e de new price aba market no enti sana wiase nyina no economic standard no esitie enti mayen nyane te say as a Ghana nkwa na aye huhu na ebinsi babia in fact menu ana nati hanum so obeji atumu a indeed ofri UK ba ye nche ye onim sania UK asitina Canada very good Canada esania niam asiako to the extent say omukra na wo advanced countries man na gas bebre omusu wo ho ebi mutimi kodi queue mu be hours and days na omo pa bi ato omunsa entumi enka enti there are glaring evidence a kire say ewiase no Mageri enoma mu ayedin baabia na mom yahwe internally aban hyehyeye ben na odi agugu akwan mu since ye cause how yi mu nyina the covid ya behiti o man ani wiase nyina no ye hyehyeye akosisen no kre to some extent amanfo raise some pertinent concerns ye nyina no enim say ye nipa edu bre bia enema bi ho no genuinely no people will express some concerns we are analysis into deep and very fair and objective we who say oh is in place so enunti na ban no eye neoma bia na wakọ na chikakra no revise no na fe wasanso the proper policy ne can say dialogue any decisions bi no dia ba sebe ya ye nyina no ye ho ebe hare in fact PRC for the proposal by say yema omuntutu neoma mu
utility service providers
very good utility service providers Mageri aban mu fo binum krampo akaseti ase figure no esoso
dodo
ye nyina ye adwene sebe ya Ghana fo nsoso ye nyina ye citizens sebe me frita me ba sebe to fuel first kai se bi anka me to 500 ni 600 na ye ma enne de me kogina no magi se me to be 800 so ta se ni nyina no kire se ye nyina no ye be feel impact no enti se niema timi egina yie man meti wonu mi aban yi wo ho isanki ye timi maintain se ye be to fuel cra 5 cedi na 6 cedi sa Mageri sanka be ye de me mfa ne se ye ne ye wa aban mu ene ye se ye pese ye tena so ne break 8 no enti nki ye be ma measures bi a Ghana fo nyina baji twi abomomome say yetimi ye ni say na ye betena so for the next 16 years and na 32 years ene ye maintain na nke be boy na nke be boy nyina nanso ye hwe say ye wo measures bi ho ma wodi gu akwan mu enne na say mani baje me ho badwume me metena say luxury na in the next 5 years me ho be kire me it means I'm not being wise enough.
Okay, with the Mawanu Sina maybe.
Ebini say Mageri.
Yeah.
Se sia ya yetu aye ka se Ghana moye dio aban na hunu say there are some essential commodities the new mine mu a mine nyina will come to a halt. Ebini how to sustain and maintain our energy, the power, sector no. Enunti aban hye nyina no Mageri. Ohwe say your power sector no will be maintained or sustained in a way say affect industry and businesses. And no na sabe impreduasan. Ye nuanom a ye welding, fitting, hairdresser, barbers, seamstress, tailors, any yanom work cost or any other job in individual enterprises and entrepreneurs who do no we depend on the energy sector. And this are bino fairly in making sure say the power is sustainable. And ye natural say oman no ye drew baby a Mageri. Ye nyina no ye de ensa begu yeti esu say enema agye agukra. Na emomu no say power energy bibia gina so ye na metima koye madwuma as a welder na menya kakra na at the end of the day me kofia metimi de bia 100 cedi bia ko na me ma benya aduane adidi a ene se tie bia no eye esen kwatrekwa. Se no ankoba na se aban ni say sebeya kwaku hu beto no nti no enei no nyanka se mede eto akwan mu na bia enne edfi mfinhia num nsia beko no kwaku ne manyina benya sebio mfaso wo man no so mi yefiri ho na nne kwaku nko a dia enjoy ya at the end of the day no say come through 5 years time na say abrabo no nyina na say enema nyina say ya na mikoblemu aban so a enye ye because na me hwehwe immediate luxury ena medi mani eto so enti babia ya duru no mechidi say Ghana for ofa nipa 100 ejina ho ne na obisa omo say would they prefer see a benya electricity ema samre obia okọ na adwuma wo sori a ode enyinam kane ya adwuma bia fi so okọ na office na obetima ya adwuma would they prefer that anase would prefer say ye benya dum so ye benya enyinam kane a eni ho no na ye nyina besan so akopase ye kotofu ana generator ne ahodo ne etim dia ya adwuma migidi se Nigeria adenu do benya nipa no 95% beka cho say enyinam kane a no ye pe in the same vein and say ubek fa Ghana for mabunu oha ejina ho na obisa omo say is it better for Ghanaians say ye be create space to get employment and I say what policy a ye betima ma ya fa mabunu mrante ne maba wa adwuma say in the next 5 years 10 years and 3-4 years 2 years ye betimi enya kwan afa adwuma and say ye be ko policy bi to say IMF no mama conditionalities bi say yentumi mfa adwumayefo in the next 2 years 3 years no emudi ahene pa emu 95% Ghanaians eba be ka kire wo say ye penia policy no ebe makwanya say aban emfa nkrofo adwumam esan say ye nyina pese ye nya adwumaye majare meboa eno nti there are so many alternatives ye betimi achusu bi but at the end of the day no dia ahene ho impact no ebe so die for all of us as Ghanaians minyi ni da say Ghana ni bi betena se asonda ye adwene hunu say see the policy bi ba say ebe cut employment for the next 2-3 years na backlog over 100,000 youth ebe ba begu ho a omo graduate from nursing from teaching all field of profession no ebe ba nanso your policy say ye nhihye ye binti ye fa adwumayefo a enye yie minyi ni say Ghana ni bi ape in the same vein and I say education ya nyina ye pay say that and ye be chichiri o man say go back to some extent say ban no say there is the policy we have now is not helping us to sustain education enunti sabi yo ye the privatization as nima bi ba na ebema restriction bi aba say ene de owie JSS ye wo ho bi secondary school ya cut off point bi ukobi enye ye anase nursing training ya the cut off point bi ukobi enye ye teacher training ya the cut off point bi ukobi enye ye because you say aban no enyi nurses and teacher training allowance ne ho an nyina mfiri ho no na yen restrict access to education entino wo betimi afande wo ho a ene ye kɔ untimi afande ho atenafie manjare me nyini se eno ebeboa eno nti na ban ne se setie bia no we should look at internal mechanisms any policies ahodo e de begu akwan mu a ebeboa Ghana ni bia wo ye Ghana ni a seven predators ono nso esese o man no ye japade a ye wo no ono nso nyamu emfaso obi enti ye gitum ewiase sane anema kono storm a ebo no affect amaya hudu.
Nana, would you admit, sir, maybe it is a planting for food and jobs? You share them with the success story.
Sorry, my Jerry. What kind of sir?
Yes, share them with the success story. Because was the success story, and to say Adriane, because which are inflation or say food, Adriane, are you producing locally? So, yes, it is. What is the success story of the planting for food and jobs?
No correct. Aduane a produce no locally ne bo ayeden. Yenti aduane bo ayeden say. The CI seven produce obi ot agogu krom. Majari. Yeah. Any obi a wote enkran krom ha. Yen tobo de edro baako the same price. Even obi ot seven produce me kromu efijanse. Any will be our Kumasi Kuromu and Tobody drew the same price. Because Sabio saw for free if you just see the drew a Jusso Crampa or the lorry fare ebetuso. In the same vein, and your free agogo, Ebe Babe drew Sabin Coco, Edia Bedrew, Konongo, aba beduru hen no ni nyina no ode sika ebeto so wonu ma di body ebe free kofodua ebe bankran nyina no it will be affected by the transport cost which has increased because of fuel increment globally. Thought as here and to who catch me say it's not true say obi your transport to body no say be engine lorry fare na yenye transportation na and this who can say
the last increment it was based on the exchange rate and not that you have failed to manage it.
You see, now we are hitting the truth and you are being so mischievous. And also it's not fair. Why then we say a barrel of crude oil? To say
it has been fairly stable for the last 3 weeks.
For the past 3 weeks,
the same price.
And for the past 3 weeks, you know, Ghana fuel petrol core 93.3 no. And how many weeks in here? It has been stabilized till that. Just last week, and I know Muka said there was, I think 1 point something increment in
diesel. And it came from exchange rate. And it came from the exchange rate.
And no,
it's not the,
be fair in your analysis. Now you want to say,
so
big of products, and now say agricultural proceed, every bush, no the bar market. I don't expect to say 7 produce.
It won't be affected. Transportation
has affected. In fact, if my brother will be honest, for markets, you see, and it could be some man and mukufa tomatoes, a man for mako, okra, any garden, any yam, any plantain, I can want me. Could be so almost say, what has contributed to the cost? The women will tell you, say,
okay, no, 1,050 and then 3,000. So you mean the 2,000 addition came from transport? It can't be true.
But the point I am telling you, the point I'm telling you, is it also true? So, the fuel global increment in crude has affected everything in this world. If it's not true, tell me it's not true. Is it true? Say ne. One more have been produce. Maybe now me say we can say transport cost near the idea.
Yeah.
And the intina na 7 produce broda. Now me turn 7 cedis. And then me kwa koto e ma me 9 cedis ne 10
cedis. Yeah.
Thought I say at the end of the day no no boils down to the fact say ukwa nipa no beka cho say sebi o bibi bia no ye de ye brodo no so ho adwuma no machines are de fra ne ade nyina no o ya konso wo de ida nyina ma ho de anase wo de diesel anase petrol no de power ne machine no nti at the end of the day no cost no nyina no e transferable nti freeway so ebeko we so freeway so beko we so e very honest analysis so you an economist I say wutimi kire mu ma obi ati ase say enye one factor and ama senior inflation and in yama ehunu no ejina so ntu ka say depreciation of the cedi no kwa and affecting no so a me ne wonya adwene. Indeed the cedi has depreciated, dollar has gone up, but to be fair no so no when things were going and people were needing dollar to go and bring in crude oil and all of that no affect ye nyina magere ye nyina ye business field ne do be a we bemoan the country to the fact say the foreigners trading in this country, they are the larger people who control huge sum of money. At the end of the day, no, we are not this can de be e ko mu krom. Ni nyina no affect your trade system e wo man yimu. Eno nti mentina ha no mon kan say indeed dollar no enko ya na say cedi depreciate and it doesn't have any ripple effect on the trade and commerce. It has. Nti if my brother want to be very genuine and honest, ye nyina ye nyintumu na ye hwe say sabi aduane boy edin no kra ene tomatoes obi esu mitobi unsu tobi. We have no NDC or MPP market. We have Ghanaian market. Enti si ye kanes ye sra ban say enhye bi o ne de begu akwam na ebebo ye nyina no a yemfa sa nhye no engu akwam a ebebo ye nyina. In the first place, Aban has been able in no ways at this moment here enyema eye dindindin. Aban say ni obetima ye e de aboa ye minu mienu nyina ne say yen kofa sabio external policy and conditionalities bi emma e de ahoma beba be so ye kon na ye ho be kire yen. NDC had alternative for us. The alternative they give to Ghanaians and government is that we should go back to the IMF when we needed a very serious, thinking to making sure say e de ben na man ye betima ye ama ye ho no. NDC say yenko IMF. The IMF, they went there in 2014, 2015. At the end of the day, when we came to office, there were backlog of professional doctors, nurses, teachers, and everybody at home. and then nyame adom so saafo nyina almost gone to professional job omo eye adwuma what yinti yempe we
okay
yempe sa nema we na yesi abaya kofa e-levy abanti no e-levy no we should let me tell you this NDC in the unlikely event say NDC ba ban mu 2025 Majari wo de yemfa market hanum ne tek John Mahama omo so nom de ne beba o minim perfect so nom ne beba because so ma start ma Dr. Kwamina do for mama nkrofo take no rough edi John Mahama no de ne ba yen so ye ka chom say John Mahama de den ya on me mabiu but the point is that oh you see NDC wa hono
can point men ko wo masem
yeah me person chane say e-levy no
yeah
omuni alternative bia omode ba che so mba betwa e-levy
all right
there is nothing like that and I can say it and say it in authority you see where open power enema be bro hono ma obegina simpie so
aka na ideologies
ni udim na nse omokoye program bi wa tin say UPS o na omurani mate no Professor Nana Jempoko Ajimako bi media bi one guy I was so surprised but the just microphone no bisa and say mama what is the alternative you can give us just give one my many catch journalists say uncle ready omo manifesto 2020 na nyina wo and I'm like really excellent. Manifesto the one say musinka mu de okada na eba okada na wo manifesto enu ko na wo apart from that mo say mo de digital taxation bisa and say they don't have digital taxation in their manifesto now bisa minu
e-levy
what is digital taxation?
Okay, fine.
No, what is digital taxation?
Digital taxation.
It is electronic.
Okay, yes, electronic.
Electronic. And what is e-levy?
The same as the e-levy.
It is synonymous. The same thing. You can't tell me, say, omo banan komo de any other.
Hold on.
In fact, Ghana for me crowd me kwa sorry nde. Ghana for they were GDA ewo MPP mu. And MPP aban is being realistic with Ghanaians. Then kofa IMF policy bia emma. In fact, NDC almost see betwa e-levy mono. They have no policy alternative. All they are looking up to ni say omunya kwenya ombeko back to IMF.
Okay.
And now say omba so omba be gu e-levy no a ebia to no ombe privatize no. No mo no so de ne enka memeka for ba for me do on man metua 20 Ghana. Otherwise, they have no alternative. And I can tell you say omuni alternative. Omu wo bia me nua na tia no manin fa ba ko ntudwa. Said this is what they want.
Nana Kwame, chairman of the UPP. Nana. Etu ko Canada na monitor the course o manim. Oh, Tobo. Yes, sir.
You compare to manifesto.
Ba wo me a hye bucket ya wo mra me kakra ni dia wa ama. Eja. Odene nam no de chiche taxi driver for.
Yeah, my belated birthday so.
Me da wasi.
Say a new week now yeah.
Ah, say so wa ama.
When you invite me.
Oh.
You invite me and come back.
Invite you one wa ama.
Oh, Nana Kwame, o de me anu no problem.
Jerry, me chairman down for back, national chairman, Kwame Darling Boy, incoming MP. Yeah, no. Na no su MPP communicators, there be a mekase, ya the ASEM to prosone ye can. Almost say, o my say tomatoes were poor, ya the aswa, almost say the coachima. You mukunya na once na the chinti. ASEM read the hop pot, yes, a walker, one can or there be a no book as I do my history. I would walk off forth and back forth and back and go oh back and forth for nobody akosa because ASEM potile da wa ye kanu. Untimi nkanu wadiane na Russia na Canada na America na yatiaze ye na tiaze ye tiata se ma Canada na America la. Ah tiata se ma UK voila. Oni ba obi na mabaji ye tax na musimo ye economy na muntimi je ye ka wo se Canada na America. Majari. Inflation asema awoka. From 2014 to 2016 na answer na president ex-president Mahama ofra abato akonwa ne so no etimi rise na aba down because 2014 na ya ba be say 15 2015 e ko 17% 2016 e ko 17.6 2017 a ofra abem no na aba 12.6 ansana Nana Akufo-Addo oba betna so ba yenya Nana Akufo-Addo timi ko gina simpie so 2016 ekoyi dokono e de kire Ghana fo se ye to dokono 1 cedi how e wo Ghana na ex president mu hwe de wo ye kro no na dokono pa e de dokono ye to ne sei 3 cedi ye de ma me ba ketwa 5 years kora wudi a enso no eno ne ye kan wasem ha enye Russia fo a wo ba enene nansen ho asem ne ye kan wo sisi ye kan was ye kan asem a ye kan asem about planting for food a wo mu di gi kuro nyina fa ye ba no mu wu efi se Ghana ayete no em se no osofo no kure kan aduane obi anim se ba season aduane wo kuro mu ha no obi anim se eba season sadia we si a wo mu ye bi si a champon tam me ka tiefo a champon wo so season time aduane ba ye no oje aboso se wa ye ye friend say operation
feed yourself.
Feed yourself. Aduane be bu ya na champon edeje aboso. Edu season aduane ho ya dia enso ntimi ntwa na amanfo pa aduane adie ye kwa champon wo say operation feed yourself na aduane no oka che ye say onye nyankopon. No atonsu agu aduane so. Ebi na akoye MPP fo no. Na ka anye bia ni. Season time aduane aba no na your friend say minister and your friend say akoto afriye no abegina Ghana aduane abua me lodu ko Togo ni Burkina ne niema no de je fans na nsenya akoto begina o ka che say planting for food no kura na niema kituwa bi niema bi body niema ne nka ho enso body na ne lodu ko Abidjan ani Togo no de je fans enso na wasi anka ho enka planting for food
aduane nkwa ahwe
aduane nkwa ahwe
ba se nya bito enya aduane to
oto ni sei
na me se
no bo na oto ni sei tikasa no mu di ahye planting for food enti di asem na wo kan jali enti the reality of the ground na ye kan it's not about Russia, it's not about one and one, it's about Ghana for e kom die na me nwa ma na no su no ase de no ase ba wo me aye de ba wo me anka se osi de hiafo na ye de etua de be 11 na ba wo me na osi 11 no ba wo me ba wo me ase ye nyina ye tiri. They are not going to tax Momo. And yes, I know better than Mohakayana. Now they say yetasi Momo and I entase. Yetasi and I entase. Yetasi. Until you an argument and say
100 cedis.
100 cedis. Now obi koye Momo about me. I don't know who's any penny 100. Yes, I'm now okay.
Also, the argument is you.
Me see, what see? I hear for the young Momo. Me boy. And I me see. Ohiani ni kwa ye momo na so say abaya ma 100 cedi
yeah
me bwana and I'm so ohiani no kwa ye bedro so ohiani no ye 100 and what is he talking about? And I me see masa na no suwe wa kwa exams hall and ya set question amount ba omia are we going to tax Momo, yes or no? And I see no. Na fe ye tasia yes ana me nua meboa depo mathematics sentimani mejira ma ye that you say and I say ni say what fail economy no wa anya de wontimi amwa Ghana for de obeka kire Ghana for nyina ebia no ye adwuma ebia no amode aye adwuma ama kroya ye timu se sie ye hunu hiani ni ye hunu sikani osikani su ohiani su enti wana ye hiani na wana ye. The reality of the ground was say Ghana for a hunch and how Modia betu Ghana for so say no and no na Ghana for bomosobo and ya Russia ni Ukraine the bia MPP for masa mo ba munya bibi na mo de achechire munya bibi
now o call Canada say it has not been easy for them
e wa de be ho
Canada enormous
e wa de be ho
me say Canada
me see Maybe see ewa dia bear ho.
One.
Ewa dia bear ho.
Even
the dia. Even the dia. In Canada about what? In Canada about what? When the catch wo. When the catch wo. All the catch wo. Minya meba.
When I call me call normal to say the net na.
It is sir. We are say mamenchiro even your own personal life. A thought that all ups and down. I want you to etimi ba wo so. By the way you will solve it. And no near can and wasem. So I say, a two now the Canada, Bepa beto to Ghana home, say Canada, Kura Hawaii. Canada, Canada, Obi Juma, hourly payment, unim de oje. Obi a day payment to Crown at Ghana will be the whole month in the pay. It is any pan or top petrol $2 and as a top petrol $3. Me for Hong Kong compare any panel. Because ni pay ye government etimi buano I say a covid buy aban was so ya sleep said dokunu mienu miensa kra o hutasese awode abre from 19 and ho Canada our taxes is 13%, no increment, nothing. But it is something I would Magdalene uti a Canada was so MPP for
Canada inflation crazy. Comparatively from 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, say maybe a Canada inflation 5.4.
That is nice. That 5.4 me boy.
Na 0.72.
It's okay. Good.
Baba 2019 0.72
into the change in the see everything's about
5.4
into change is 5.2 maybe one. The change from 0.4 to 5.4 0.2 to 5.4 by 5.2 that's a change.
I'm not getting it.
0.2
0.72 that is 2019 and 2020 between 2019 if I say you record with mu ABC 2020 as we speak 5.64
5.64
yeah
the change is about let's say
4.3
4.3
yeah
look at the change 4.3 now you Ghana there no so let's say what is the change
the Ghana na
2019 na edahifa
yeah
time omo you know say single digit no
yeah get single digit
look at the change no about 13% increment
9.6
okay. That is analysis.
So you can compare the two.
What the Canada bem? Canada.
Yeah, mature.
For almost 10 good years. Meba. For almost
2022.
A year old Magdalene. Why are they all Google Canada? For almost 10 good years.
Yeah.
Canada milk. And that's $1.70. Almost 10 good years upon all this inflation that you have said. Milk boss is here Ghana, I say. Check your nose, mommy.
Oh, it's 7 cities.
Oh, 7 cities. And 2019, I say, 2018, I say. So I say, and Mamma farm home got 2 Krobia, one Magana, Kramaje, Bosnia, Ghana, sorry, or Quacoja Bosia, and I'm wouldn't bear comparison, what I say. Now, no, more people for the year. You have Cobomuch so pet, Nama fire, a town for. If it's a moment there, if we are seeing and saying, MPP for the name, and a Dr. Baumia name, and a master economy, good Dr. Baumia team, the teacher and the chain at the Adiachiano, woo ye, and to the whole we are say, the economy good team pa, we are say, hey, Dr. Baumia, you are president, a bejina simple so at the Nebetray, our Ghana for say, Upo be our Nimunyansa, Wako Scoopa, Economotia, hey, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, Meboana memoir. Me boa na memoa me boa na memoa ya twema no no begina bonten a o kan na wo se sere Ghana fo ka hunu se won no doctor ba wo me ano ma feli Ghana fo ma mo Ghana fo ma be ha Ghana fo mo de amani hunu na be som Ghana fo e na mo de amani hunu esa ye di ja mo kwan doctor ba wo me as say no there will be a cohinti crown or here Solia, not Dr. Bamia do no Akochinska, because of propriety. Or Pesagana for who said Dr. Bawumia or Boagana individual.
Taxi driver now 20,000 as well.
I won't call the crew Monco, Omunian Sukra, Omunya 20 20 and Quebec me a tooth boho bad no. Sa ni mwadi we say na yede. Sa ni mwadi we say na yede. Ni club. Uncle nipa here more than the taxi driver. Uncle
I'll give you time.
Okay, yeah. Media man one ka.
Yewura Mahmood Bawumia. Ena mo nuanom join news. Sorry I'm mentioning their name. Omukoye program afa maami bia na le kosi ade amano nya.
Makosi dan.
Dr. Bawumia.
Mahmood Bawumia fu maami no. Sabio ahumobra tini mu nti no. Oka say sabi mpreduasa. Enipa bi ti sa no obehu ni mobo. The wuni ma me ka kire wo. Mahmood Bawumia o medi vice president nyina no. Ade baako a wati wiase eye ne whole and core value pa ni say humanity and humanitarian services.
Anya wa kuya. Anya Mahmood Bawumia wakum Ghana for.
Kaza.
Wakum Ghana for. Se sadia no pa no yama Ghana for a anya obedi ade wakuru yai. Wasie yai. Because our humanity na wo kano oba Ghana no onye bi onwu ye mobo ade bia wo ye Ghana bia ye ne personal interest. Dr. Mahmood Bawumia our president ya wudra o ka say your friend is a presidential candidate to MPP ya de neighbor say 20 say mo de neighbor say 2025 oba there wo Ghana oba there wo Ghana aja kumuti atia na no su ha ma adwene aja kumuti asempo your friend was sama no anya kodan sama pom menua ifresh asema ye ka wo so ahunu people for say ya
manikasa
people for say ya
na champion vice president America say
people go ahead Dr. Mahmood Bawumia our president edi wo Ghana yeda na se omra MPP for mo fane mra munyandudua
finance minister say imported inflation no
finance minister when import ba kroma yedi ku ship bem yedi ku ship bem na import de ba kroma say inflation no menua finance minister na your friend is simple me we fini din na say Ken Oforiatta a video. Now you are talking about who?
Okay.
Finance minister. Yadana say ya import inflation dia bagala aba cheche. Major kasa.
Kasa. Me patron the microphone off. You are one hour.
Una no su kasa metie di na wo beka on no baba wo me asem. Na mo me so me kama asem a. Usu nya me na me so me kama asem.
Kwame kasa patron.
MPP ba ye. O ma ya de pa Ghana de o ma ye ama Ghana ye ho toye pa. Ghana de wo beka se Ghana ho chiru bia na onyi Akufo-Addo ne ba wo me aye. Ye ho toye na no su. To atase. Ahoto aye wo mu enu ti na kokurum na akotontosu ba akwa na ye ma 5 cedi ahoto aye okoto bode ba akwa na ye ma 5 cedis planting for food wo ho ye hoto ye nti na emo back say from 25 cedi akwa akodu 40 cedi ye hoto ye enu nti na say okocho ba ye twabo afufuo 5 cedi mawa ayete say wo tete man kraman ya hutoye enti MPP abaya omba so no o ma yadwuma ama Ghana for ho atoye especially Dr. Bawumia the leading economy in the whole world ya obia nim say Dr. Bawumia de nyansa de wonim enu ti no wasa be president edi say de be ya Ghana economy no obekoso ama na koso say de ekoso ye na anyame boa na MPP for me dem paye na me bo say Dr. Bawumia de o ya de me pen pa say yenyi no na omra me ye MPP candidate maye e wo Ghana ha sei e ho na Ghana no ye behunu se Dr. Bawumia we ye Bawumia o senso we ye Bawolaya ye behunu menua Ghana se si ayetie no me de meka no me kura ma asem ni twa ne tia me ntoa so kura biem de na no osu ye no kura me ntoa asem ni so biem Ghana says here yet say jelly between me and you.
JDM say obi twa 11. Say okay na some say you can year.
Okay.
One kasa me ba between. Or say the next NDC government one more ba won be twa 11. Ujidi.
Oh, obetimi aye. So why ex-president da? He ran this country for almost about 6 years. And
yeah.
You find say Atamis at the end free money there what the best source about 5 years. He ran it without levy. And he ran it without levy. And he abandoned with the what? Now at mobile and number 2. Mobile number 2. More standing no G2. More standing no na ma standing no. Because one economy team na Dr. Baomi abegina what a solid team no. They were not solid. They were not womuni Laminchel. Nana Akufo-Addo administration. They got nothing to offer to Ghanaians. Except propaganda. I said ya minua na no su etiwa oye. Osha ade bia Nana Akufo-Addo beba generate bia no it doesn't work. Planting for food anya adwuma. There school feed cry anya adwuma. There is nothing oba ya ode ne sa attach ya.
Anya adwuma na scan enko.
Enti anya adwuma. Oh, nye sika na de ya adwuma. Majali. Wa sabi aboa ya de ya adwuma na. Enti propaganda na wo mu sori a wo mu ye no. Wo mu nya sa propaganda no na Ghana focus a wo mu ntie sabi anya people for nko na ti Ghana. Wo how na ekoso wo Ghana no me pese sabi ebekoso because ekoso a ehame busuafo ehame nuawo be bompa ye ma na Akufo-Addo da bia se enko betimi ade initiatives bi beba ebeboa ma Ghana akoso ma Ghana ni bia wanto no but media be madam fu bi na kai Oliver Kai wo se ade enye ye de wo ya enye ye da so ati ase na Akufo-Addo ma ya enye ye mompe alternative mon crofo na wo mu di wo ma chi wo mu economic gulu a wo mu run the country into ditch no on pam wo mo ade want me saki bia na
okay
na Akufo-Addo watena oba abamu no ne ministers ontimi sak ade yaye na no mu mana yaye na no mu enipa no asabi previous udo ma run the country no ese na enkoso no na nsei mosko tena ase wo peduase se mokoye economy bibi ube flaga na fo nyina na obi ade na adwena ba na asase sa nipa no asa akotena peduase na kasa bia besusu anke anhya oma se na ko mbetimi aya enka utisa o mu ko se mo me akotena se ni anwene Ghana economy ho say this show clearly say woman dream their mindset woman ni any solution to the problems Ghana for year face than propaganda anana uso abetena ha wo ye no eti amagana sese ye ne ayete yi o plantie no ababa wo bia woti kron mu no wonam kron mu a sebi wo mo odam so no okasakasa o mo odam so no okasakasa hwe ene sei so pe na Akufo-Addo ho pa asem aka kwotena trotrom o tena trotrom na ya na Akufo ade ya som
okay
so atase ye mfa sa agekire o man na Akufo-Addo ene ne Dr. Baomi a o sa be president adie because se be Ghana for ye ni afrefra ne ntino wo mu bon enye o mu do how ni amane to Ghana for so ama Ghana ye problems aye kom no aye huge to the sense say no he sector bia no ye adwuma wo Ghana ha kire me one sector eye adwuma wo Ghana ha one awu jali wunim say sa sector we dia o mu baaye wo ma perform ma Ghana for maton ye
manufacturing.
Ewa hene
the data na ekasa.
Edi data. Tama na
kona cover 2022 budget. Na
data
na wo.
Tama na wo mu wa opposition no mu data. Na wo mu data.
Bese manufacturing.
Me tama na wo mu opposition no mu data. Yanti kroma. Anam President John Dramani Mahama Beka say Ghana GDP is growing well. And yes, about me, I can't. What's it come the Nipa with GDP? What do you can data?
Data budget.
Now, data no votum. Who votum? Who votum? No, I stood. Oh, I stood economy. Adiabe student. I student why economy. Mala tabaket. Mala tabaket. Dia se no koka ye.
Ya inflation ya be we
ya inflation. Ya ko malata. Is that what Dr. Baumia said? Is that
Wanka ni ye no correct you.
But what you do? I saw you do. What you do? Dr. Baumia kai.
Rebecca
can be Baumia
said yes sir.
We're two against one.
Okay.
Anyway, you might be too. I'm a few minutes anyway. Yes sir. You people.
No, who's it? Who's it? Other parties. Because now at the same we're comparing nation for Ghana to Canada and Ivory Coast. Yeah,
so from
5.5.
Yeah, I spoke to them.
Even Burkina and the coup d'etat 50.5. Benin, Togo, hey check. Oh, you know, let's assume say COVID ASEM in Russia, Ukraine, Africa, same line. How come Ivory Coast 5.5? Look here. Ora mama go home. Ora compare almost every time. If I wouldn't do 3, you can compare with Canada. I mean, just had them. Now, okay, so Obia government, I need to say, it's inflation. See, 190 of the items no are yet. That is the cost of the inflation. Who see Russia, Ukraine? Who see imported? Or see the imported one is secondary. Let's read it. What do you mean? Is it to do with the economy? They do effect. And then all can say some of the appointees no black government. So it should come and tell lies. He says, it should follow you. He can't do that. The man is a trained technocrat. In fact, nearby me, he can't do it. In Tupa, you can sack him. Say it yeah, and I'm level because he was doing the right thing, so you can sack him again. Wow. I think so. How can or see power sector? Then can you? Oh God, show me one investment you have done in power sector. Just show me. No one, Mahama. They be more taking no. Look.
Pokuya say bulk supply when you buying we no.
Excellent. How so? What is the source of funding? It's media. Media buying way. Look. No. Oracle for signing media. And I mean, first was for transportation. First, it can be one. And I hear N1. Second, tranche of the funds you say for energy sector.
Energy, yeah.
And I hear to see way. It has been done already. One doing who and nothing from them. Very simple. No work from them. Wow. Sure. 1998. That was secondary school final year. And then you do so under Rollins. But your own baby. And Ojai. 2006, 7, and 8. Let me invest cry, make sure here. And also, and you do so that Rakufo. To the sense of the pastors echo bompire, or Akoso be one. And so I ye. Now, under Ora Mahama,
Sasa me debiana moka, pastors no cre or the coy. Amon San Fan can say, or ye retrofit. Now then, I know the animal ye free. Debian moka pastors. But maybe dear, memory no no matter or sign ya cause more retrofitting.
I am Jerry.
I don't care no count.
My name say saying could you program alpha 25 journalists are I'll push your mama appointment. I don't know whether you are part of it. 25 journalists and I own him. You see, you
won't pass my catch
retrofitting. No problem. Nyami can say or the software echo bomb pie. We are attacking media. It is true. We have found 25 of them.
As a journalist now.
25 of them. How you
saw your friend is saying.
Eko bompaye. And also anye ye. Ora mama say Debbie, I'll solve it. Ye yano or somu. And that time Jerry na ye install capacity at 2,800 megawatts. And I'm almost 5,000 from one single man. Or the American buy car power. Buy. What didn't they say about American car power? Are you aware say American no? Time my age in 5 years I came. Issue. No. They renew the thing, the contract. Guy, I'm telling you, it's not for us. You can check. AB and American.
So check. Because I'm aware
they renew the contract for Mary for additional years.
Because the period you know so yes.
That is the strange thing. Why did they sack if is a Minister of Energy those days? No, car power the same thing they have renewed. Only say car power who expire I think in 3
one will renew no. I buy there for now. Please.
No problem. No, okay. You can check and correct later. Car power in 3 years time expire. They have renewed that one too, and so on. And then energy. A single well from John Dramani Mahama, 5,000 megawatts. Energy. You have not done anything. No, nothing from you. And now TLC stable power until we shouldn't talk about inflation. If inflation into China, stable power. Nothing from you, MPP. You see, are you aware say from 2017 to date? And no, before this budget, no. Government will open 507 billion. That is total tax, borrowings, grants, oil revenue. Orama 1/3 of that amount, 160 billion. 1/3. Now, can they show me a Jumo Maya with that money in this country? Mention just a community. I'm going to school from scratch to finish. And I say clinic. Nothing. I can show you chief's compound. Thousands of them. If I say, Kokrobite, chief compound, Kokrobite. I can show you. Bramiho, Ewo Olebu, Park Nusu. We can show you so many. Nothing from them. That is the problem. Only then you know consumption. And then increasing the inflation.
One more service, some debt service. It is can be also.
They are servicing our debt. And if they were servicing our debt, no time of move free on, you use 10.4 billion as interest payment, and 37 billion. So which debt are they servicing? It's a lie. Intro. These are the things we are. I don't know. The lecturers who teach economics, they should come out and tell Baumia say, Sankron Jai. Data will be 122 billion. You did 10.4 HDBiano, and then 37 billion minus principal. Who can 44 billion HDBiano? You're coming to say you're servicing my debt. I didn't think that you don't use the same one because you have borrowed more. And I feel exchange rate, external debt, it has increased. What do we say? This first quarter now. Can they say they added 25 billion to the debt. So these are the things. No, my last point. Last point. Yeah, can see the crude price at the world market and the era BBR. It's a lie. There are 4 factors: crude price, exchange rate, margins, and taxes. Now margins, BDCs, that's their profit, and OMCs. So you can't do anything. It's like say, starting the business to make profit. Taxes. And government control. Come to work crude price. Last year, 12 a call strike said they will not work. Now you came. See. Maybe so. But last year, didn't they increase fuel price more than 38 times in this country? And I say, the crude price at the world market, I am fairly stable for more than 4 weeks. $108 per barrel. Asa, last 3 increments, according to NPA, NOBI said, it is the exchange rate. And Honor Baumia should be held responsible. Maybe ECG. Omoka said they are increasing by 1.8%. Oman can see their own number from anointing that they are increasing their price. What are the same thing? So these are that's what I'm saying. Government is responsible for Niaye Femono, and that is where you and I must hold Baumia accountable.
Yes, sir.
And this is for them say no. Omodanyane ya Baumia. Baumia,
because of time too much.
Baumia, or running Sabidia Baumia, because Baumia Kwani Nipa is almost the person mechanics Jerry
yes sir
alternative I bind the go akwamu papa se me nua wo se ye ba ye nya hwe ye ba ye nya hwe kra sabi opoku asi interchange ye wo hono kaka sika no obodi na ka ho sika no a o ka no e ka ho bi so obo 500 something
sa sika no e ka ma debt no sa sika no o ji ye November e ji ye
say one more time no mo draw ye
exactly
no
draw down
no
according
to IMF accounting, TMU, they can public data. According to IMF accounting, which Rokata Parliament AGYEMAN no, and then you know yekono. Accounted no.
How
that
when you draw down?
No, draw down. Draw down is based on the contract initiation. Only man no ASEM.
Okay.
It's not about.
I don't know about your part.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'm fan say mo company despite media won't apply for loan. Okay, Abia Father Dixon as a CEO apply for loan. Abia Euro Exim. And a loan you approve BBA. But there are certain conditionalities you need to fulfill draw down. Nase Father Dixon, Yamin Fasama, no be able to take you over. Any panel has to fulfill all those conditions before drawdown. So
in the balance sheet for this Ejuma way, we will factor it in the long-term liability. Say, yaji loan, and say any panel that's how we do it. No, loan this year. Loan was taken this year.
Hold on.
So in the balance sheet, you make sure say loan.
That's the whole thing. Build a point. Build a point.
Drawdown has been effected, no? It doesn't become a liability. It doesn't become a liability.
Education. Okay,
until say it becomes a drawdown, no? It doesn't become a liability. That is common and basic. And it's all kinds of balance sheet. I name say common thing in economy is balance sheet explanation. Until you do drawdown, nothing becomes a liability on you. And it's now, Mose no can be. Tema, run about interchange. You own so.
MPS.
Now the Danko Kufuado. And I obey Tema. A quine no. Very good. Me no can say. Tamale, yanya hwe kura no from scratch to finishing. Wotuna haka say yanya hwe. Tamale ya dia ko. Me ne wo ka say Kumasi International Airport. And no do hodma. Eye ahunhoaho a efe anika.
And na Tamale Airport so
Tamale ma menwie. Metima yi Tamale nso so. Second phase no nso dia kirew. Eno nso eye ahunhoaho a eye internet. Unim 2014-15 Tamana mi wo Tamale.
Yeah.
Me do Tamale. Na ye catch me say John Mahama say why Tamale International Airport wa. Ma Jerry na ye mani wu na me ferry because me too kwan kwa amononi na me ba na me ko hunu. Even domestic terminals. E baby Krumpa.
There was a flight called Hatch from there.
Exactly. But even now as we speak, and now do honma infrastructure no, it tells you say Abano has vision and we are doing something for the people.
Yeah, Tamale Airport. Me pictures no.
I used to go there.
That is how we build government. And think say sabi and I make church the we make infrastructure in secondary school level and also houses. Dormitory, can say dining hall, lecture, can say classroom blocks. Baby across almost all from scratch to finishing. Yes, it's in schools are who doing universities secondary school. And notice can and said you find spelling. Me know what I can say. I will say I service a debt. It is good say it me service a debt. Now and you juma. It is good to service a debt. Now sabi your schools air cost. It is good to service a debt. Now sabi previous. Health institutions in Adinano, a buying sika to my phone soon in Aka. It is good to see a service a debt at the same time near to me policy. Sabio will be real sukua, yet me hope or when that's what say about for the Jumum. These are the policies, Sabi, Ghanaians, ye hear, and Untiminiama, my passautia says, okay, Yamia Domus, a buying sika abedi and semuno, yet the ball mine ho bra. ama bi so so a wote ha no ma wato atade so fefefe uba nkane agina so bibia eyefe Nigeria ade bi hia me pa na ebia before
ya ne to
man ka ho asem ebe ya me ya
me pa cho ne to
bibi koso na national security issue statement
okay
did you say ebia from Monday no media no be boa ma ya education wo ho respect of the terrorists are getting closer to us
now yes Togo
one more minim ye pass mo be boa ma ya more intensive education edu brebi a party politics no
yeah from na ya side no yeah
document me the be forward do
forward them na yeah subsequently no
exactly
so was security we na ya ndi ho komo
IGP matisi amano specific operational mode be say onfanya adwuma immediately na ye nyina ya mwa sanse de asi otogo no asoja for be se watwi asese omu nyina afiri mu togo su de e cross ya na chese
oba
wadru Accra enunti mesre se yema yanina ho
okay
me kansi na me kansi say we don't fight terrorism on just a kind of say conjecturing we fight it with reality intelligence and alertness NSC de adwuma abana ye ne fam de bia but citizens no ma ye njeja ye ho sa keke
all right
ye jeja ye ho keka enema be fa yase ama ahwe ya ye hu ne be ye enti sane aminu ye kan inflation ne ye kan security asem so hunu na ye hwe se asumdue beba na minua chairman nana enso namwa na kokoduro a owe a o kasa o pese o kire se akufu ado kura
asem limitimi ba bi na pese o de be fra
na so fa
majari ya minua ni mioni nyina wo makasa say ya na da bia mbetena meka se NDC MPP o mu nyina ma bo pepepe because Ghana na
aka mu UPP na ka mo so mo yam no amaye na mo political parties amaka akiri a ye pe third force no kra mo so
na sika mu akodi na losu mu honum o ma ho so a no ma batwuli
okay well last bit na go
minia de akoso Ghana ne de ye bompa ye senka na Akufo-Addo obetimi a change ni suni ne ban ene ne kwan a ofa so a obu man because Ghana fo ho etoye ne a obia pe ye Ghana sika ena ode bo oban ne ho ban ye nyina ebeye ye fese enka na Akufo-Addo bae na nka Ghana aye kra behwe ye bebo ne din ye bebo Ghana din en monyam be kan ye nyina na mom de akwa na wusu abetra na no din wo kan ya ye we school ya ye we aba bia ba wo ye bi jeje obeye bi kofo obeye bi me da men ka se munye bi mentimi ntra ka se na Akufo-Addo ba
kan ye hwe se sa
ka se na me kobo ma paso me ampa me bo ma baso from and someone overpass.
Oh yeah, you want me be atum.
From mo be atum to a baso se eno ko ade na na ya ade na mom me de ba ku jaw aka ba ko pe na ko ye mame a na ka be hu se na Akufo-Addo e ho ye road nko na me bo na baso nya se ni nyina from Pokuasi de na atia katu ensawo mu no Pamu sa road no. Enya ti Pokuasi kan monyam ni ho. Ya mu ye nyina
is useless. Ensuo to na sa wonam sa ho na.
Wonam sa kwan ni so a.
It is not easy.
So ati asi wo.
It's not easy.
The reason why.
It is enka.
The main winner Eddie Pokuasi no. On say this year in 3 year.
I know one be.
The other money was for the auxiliary roads I call Maria ho nyina e ka ho. Na mo change year 40 year. You can take the cost.
No way.
You can take it one day on it.
Because sans one kwan no so no there. In fact, otra to boot no kwan to boot enye.
Eti amani mo nyama Pokuasi amudi jimudi no. Me no me hu say my bibia because of that the matiaka mu no. Eti mesro na no so. Okwa akache Dr. Baumi a wo chesika won na ma wo chicha de ni say. One child ya man nkoso saa kwan so na omunye saa kwan no.
Better say.
Say be ya. Now they ya no twa me so dey sem
kure. Oh, we kafra kasa mitio.
Wo mo mutenya ya nkwala. Na sha cha ma me kasa ma me kasa. Oh, metumen matukwa ya ba. Ese wo ma me bo amane a wo de me kuro kura be ya fato wo ase.
Mitio.
Menua.
Yes sir.
Ghana de bia na se me kan no. Me pese ka na koso. Ghana di ya e na me pe Ghana koso na me pe. Na mom dia aban we ye no. So watena se a onsole na Akufo-Addo wa ya tena Ghana so ama Ghana ni munyama first na nka epija no. Say ese ba form enema bi sei. Ye nyina ya nhwe ne anka anya se bimpredua asama betena no. Meka MPP asema NDC wo so ana enye. Ye betena ha kan. Obeka ya 2016 ye nyina ya kota na Akufo-Addo achi. ebo mahama echi si ebetu mahama ye na Akufo Addo aba oye na nye na se ye ka ema MPP supporters bia na wo mo fra radio so enka se ye say aban na ye di sebe MPP asem na emom ye se penifo na eka se de wo twata no onim se na chiasia ye mu bi ene betimi aka no kra kire na nado se ne wo ye no se oman no oman ne nkoso ye enti wo mu ntie na asopam no mu nya se wo mu ba radio so a na wo mu bedidi atam no mu beka se we MPP NDC for na abone pa ena se na wo kan tama na NDC wo power na ye ni na Akufo Addo aka bo ma na ye twa bo NDC no ene de sa tam no ye nya MPP supporter bia amana ameka se ena se na emom no na mu ya ade a enye no a ye kan ye tete aban na Akufo Addo obia no odi na Akufo Addo achi obetimi aka na no kra kire na Akufo Addo except yene a sebe yene ne nya adwene woni no yene ebetimi atu ne fo because wo mom di na chi nyina ye yodium opanyin so de wotie mante etisi yeye ne beka ama na Akufo Addo hunu se da bi individually for kura hunu se enyama ayeye na nya dia yentie individual ne nyai na wusun ma mu betena ha na wo munum se enye na nso wo mu bo na baso no na no so betena mo nka no kranchira ma ba no se abaye enema bi wo ha wo ya enya Ghana fo ka nya so ne tie no na ja se da bi o betena na mo policy aba enu ti na Ghana yankoso no no kura yan kranchira yan panimfo nti ama yan panimfo afa kro no nonum enu nti bibia o mu ye bia
mama bisa we answer wa cause UPP how far am for your more congress on there so more preparations
yeah de majali unum say de ni sika te say ya anum ye metna Ghana abadwa mu da enti Ghana sika ne bi medi ye botom say de akodu botom a mu de duru kwa ense kan ne ma na o mu twetwe mu kunkum o mu ye kukurumpo ne ye beso anti ye de wa unum ya sate ye underground campaign ya ni akoma nipa ne nsa so ni akoya acclamation ye mpa problem bi ate say ne na usu ba wo mi a wo pa ade enti MPP fo nyina ye kunkum bi a ye bobo ama wo ma ye mo ba wo mi a MPP so ye mo ba wo mi a MPP a Alan Chairman ti kura Akufo Addo kojina CPS wo lego ka say Alan Chairman ti medi president na medi wi a wa ba bedi no ene ye yi ni mu say Alan Chairman say Ghana pe and a president timi ko transfer vice president what will be that
we come as
it is a president vice president ba na president akoto no over the
better say higher need 100.9 but me for few calls in sorry your time so Mukala Jonas with our CMPP and President Akufo Addo are doing marvelously well. It is only the opposition who are consistently muddying the waters as if nothing really is going on. Mukala na Odiaba. Well, so good morning, Jerry. Please tell the NDC man in your studio that let's say you compared Ghana to most of the West African countries. Ghana is far better than even Kenya. Okay. Where's the Jerry? Ask the NDC man that during the COVID period, how many meaningful Ghanaians rate themselves to do farming? Every Ghanaian we are afraid. We are afraid of the pandemic. Therefore, this is the risk themselves. And this is the results that we are experiencing now. Tony, that's why. Wait, so please ask the MPP friend, why is it that you always compare ourselves to the developed countries? You know the salaries that they take. Positive change. Also, from all indication, it seems Akufo Addo and his people are just bent on destroying this beautiful nation called Ghana. Look across all the sectors of the economy, and you realize not even one sector is standing on its feet. Wait at your positive change. And now, or they are bad. My main 5 few calls. Maybe my chair. You're going to a while,
Chairman Major, now 10 to 11 minutes. That's it. I mean, Fanchiatel, Emma, I be for Chairman Ofosu Ampo Funyan Sabuakwa, and a Chairman Joe Ashama. I mean, I'm on any Eastern Regional Youth Organizer. It's our Maminas on Sancha on Robert Totti, your boss, Madi Jibril. Chairman Majima Memo, Nana Kwame, Chairman Abaso. I mean, country MPP Syria Kola Bia, or the Babe attacking Nana Kwame, say, a NDC for a bonnet panel.
But they come as a Obianca and they come as a
because of your party leader, opposition party leader. And was so criticizing a mind, want to be criticizing who opposition said they could fiat Palu, AGYEMAN or MPP or Yen. Yamala Samso. In Tinanado, your friend is a Baumia, et to me 20,000, et to me 50,000. And I know Kuta Kura, AGJ coins, our China. Oh, there are more fire in the agro. Yeah, politics, but you need a hopa. Who Baumia, open flag guarantee, the taxi driver be at me, papa, with my money 20,000. Sadam could add that in now credibility and cow. Put me the expired goods, a command room for some Mundino Moyariu. Yamas and the inflation. Not MPP, me, one another Usos and another when what is studio compare Canada. Tayama gave him what they will hear with you as professional journalists. Into which my emphaton, but my MPP for no radio, my mistake that if we say, the me to Canada. Now, inflation higher. I'll be very proud because my taxes are not yet.
Okay. Medance, my for next one, Matthew. Oh, want to mention so me patch on me watching. Matthew. Yes, I hear your call. Your call, yo.
No. I'm a deputy communication officer. I'm a Juba Shama. And I'm Michelle, organizer or Asama Constitution. Here, share Mike. I hear Tom Rena, MD, MPP. I am a rap. Papa. Share your mom being a lack of fadu. Any bow me, I say. No more pay taxation if you only the production. Here, and then
okay. Me patch many time or many time. Me take me patch on Casantem. Why? Okay, let us see. I may for next one. Match. Yes, I am going to. And I was at the sound of you can do that. And nice and another. Yo, with you.
Anyway, we never man and a pea. Now, John Board stream and tape for some coffee. But it to me saying, I'm going to do that. The Americans are therefore. Ocean Yama or Montpellier Guaquanso. Then the American or Mania on name to the human, lay on man, Chelsea, a warm mind. Now, Montpellier Simon was saying to Malancojo, Tramatin, with them with Gideon Mapa. Yet you know the patrol coma and cranker, also welcome Numian, you see. The mushroom Montpellier for Riata. Let's send a party, or we shall let you boot our post Latin or. On for him, Lamisham, said your Baya, near Ma, who I come from the Jacob for, and I guess all type of close woman, Ghana for William Quissa, but 12 the NDC co-opposition, but 12 the Saudi MPP co-opposition, then you may have done not a net or never go a consul, Yama Yan the phone too, and foot wrong with me.
Okay, Medas, Macho. Okay, Macho, hi. Okay, hello. Okay, my main okay, hey, okay, Magic. Magic. Get you. I'm doing.
Your friend is at Alankash, me free price. I'm saying I'm Shaman and a bee, and Abonsi, Aquaba. Now, Osha, a Juma Pa. Honorable Alan Kwajochaman, Ghana 40, Ocean Fidi Duma, Sabi, or the Uncle Crefo, Muba, a beer, Guane, or Muso, Egumano, Echo Formno, and net one said Jumana Regina, I'm a Ghana and Fidi Duman, El Tumpon, and when I treasure Alan Kwajochaman, or by your man Penina, you from Munfumajum, Ubenya Jumaya, I'm a Juma Busso, I'm a Ghana fan into my perfra. Now, and before we can at Honorable Abubakar Sadiq Boniface, as one and my Sabia Juma, Nana Adodan Fufado, the action and Tata, on young fansum or my Ghana fan into my pemfrana and mobile Dumania no. Alan Pajo Chairman, Yakupon Shah, Papa, Naminia, and this, you know, let's run. Wonu wa wanshan and mura fu a price akwa o ma na de ko ma ankwankra fo ntamo nti ma sra ma panyin se to eye aduma dia on funi aduma ni ntam fri ankwankra ntam na to mfanya aduma na Ghana mfa ni ntoma pemfra na